Good evening and welcome to the Senior Synth stream. I wanted to play another intro and not this one, but that happens. Sorry about my colors, they're not perfect today, but it's about to become summer, so they will be better. Okay, welcome to the guests. We have Howard. There's an echo. You should use headphones. I'll remove you again, and then we'll put you on later. So Tim, welcome, Tim Dale.
Hi there. It's good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
And I'm just about recovered from Super Booth.
Good.
Only a few weeks ago.
And we have Kinkas from Mexico.
Hey, folks.
Hi, Kinkas.
Hi.
And Kinkas is also known as
Synth DIY guy.
Yeah. How do you? I wanted to say it like Prince, the former
artist formerly known as Synth DIY guy. Yeah, I guess I could call it. I'm still known by that, although I haven't been doing too much of that activity lately. I did do some today. Just built a couple of DIY devices.
Yeah, and we will return to that. First, let's say hi to Andy.
Hey there. I barely recovered from Pittsburgh, but I'm back. So.
Good. Andy. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. And now we have Howard here. Shall we put you on, Howard, or shall we wait a little? Howard is in the dark right now.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
I wonder if
there was a picture a short while ago, but
it
now
wasn't
it's
me,
again.
to quote whoever it was.
He's making a statement.
Yeah, that was Shaggy.
Okay, we'll put you on again later, Howard. And we have one more guest who may show up a little later. First, let's talk about what we've... No, let's introduce the topic. Andy, can you tell us a little about the topic?
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to do something that's obviously music related, but sound design and sound effects and vocal processing and all that kind of stuff. So just, cool tricks have been used over the years for vocal processing in movies like, Star Wars and horror movies and a bunch of other, sci-fi stuff and all that. And some of the behind the scenes of how those are created. I've actually along with reading about it, I've actually talked to some people in person about how some of these are done. So it's kind of fun just to talk about it. Now, obviously, they have special settings and stuff that we can't necessarily recreate, so it may not sound exactly like what it does in the movie because it's multi-tracked or a hybrid of different tricks. But you get the idea, pretty quickly with the sounds.
Yeah. And now when we are there, you can tell us what you did during the week.
Oh, me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So far not much this week. I just came back from a big Pittsburgh trip for Living Dead weekend. Speaking of horror movies, George Romero zombie movies and other movies that he's created over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Monroeville Mall, and a bunch of other locations like Evans City Cemetery where they shot Night of the Living Dead, and the steel town of Braddock where they shot Martin the Vampire movie, and a bunch of other stuff. So it was a lot of fun, hanging out with lots of friends. And if you go check out my channel, endless live coverage and more stuff to come. I haven't had a chance to upload everything yet, the local videos, because the signal was bad in some areas. I had to shoot locally, but more stuff will be coming soon. So
Yeah. Okay. Great. Tim, how has your week been?
Unfortunately, I've been busy doing my day job, so because I'm a computer programmer by day. But in the evening I've been doing a lot of patch creation, so working on new sound libraries. So I've just released a couple of weeks ago a library for Omnisphere 2, which has been very successful and had a lot of good feedback on. And it's all about making expressive sounds. So basically trying to do what you can do with things like the Osmos and the Polybrute 12 and the keyboards like that, but at a fraction of the price. So that was a fun challenge. Yeah, now I'm working on various other synths as well. So yeah, it's been my week.
Yeah. Okay. And I would have asked Kinkas. He's returning.
I'm back.
And before I put you on, I will say hi to Howard. He's available with
finally.
picture now.
We can see your beautiful face now, Howard.
Yeah.
Hi, Howard.
Thank you. Hey, Tim.
Hello.
Kinkas
Okay.
and Andy.
How's it going? Yeah, you doing?
So we were on to Kinkas with his week. How has your week been?
My week's been crazy busy. I haven't been getting many commissions for composing or anything for a while. So I was trying to keep myself busy, live streaming, composing just spontaneously. I wanted to start a website. I am starting a website called humanmusic.org, where I'll host music that I'll just create for people to use. And the idea being to go against the trend of AI and automated stuff. So to use more old school processes and play real instruments and things like that. And I'm live streaming my process as I create that. So, that's something I came up with just to keep myself busy. But then suddenly I got called to be part of a team to compose for a Disney Plus movie in Brazil. And all of a sudden my days got filled up very quickly with tons of cues because these movies have a lot of music. And so I have come up with a system streamlining my gear here. So I have my percons, an organ, an MPC. I have some pedals there for guitars and basses, and my upright bass and my trombone over there. The drum set's all mic'd up. I have some basses and guitars over there, the modular. So everything's...
So is that the Reface YC, the little guy?
That is the YC, which is my
Cool.
favorite fake organ, and I love that it's tiny because it's got speakers and batteries, and it's really lovely. And I also use it as the MIDI controller for the Percons drum machine that's over there, which I used to do like 808 bass lines, like very punchy low bass for the movie. It's working out really well. I'm using a Squire Bass 6, which is over there, and that's a really interesting instrument. It's a guitar that is tuned an octave lower, so it's not quite a bass and not quite a guitar, and you get like that kind of like Ennio Morricone spaghetti western sound out of it. I'm using that a lot for this movie. It's a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing. Super busy composing for film. And today I took a little break from that and went back to DIY and built these nifty little devices from Hex House. And I don't even know what they do or if they work yet. That's the next step, is digging in and finding out what they do.
A question about your film thing. Do you just do it to picture? Do you watch it and you get inspired and play, or what do you do?
Well, usually they send temp tracks, but the temp tracks, I just take since they cut to the temp tracks, I use them as rhythmic reference because if you stick to the BPMs, it's a good idea because then the cuts will land on
totally
on bars and stuff. But other than that, I just get like a basic idea. Oh, they want it to be more action, like here, or they have. But then I just turn off the temp track once I figure out the tempo, and just try to react. I usually improvise an initial instrument at first. And for this movie, since I'm doing a lot of the bad guys and their theme is very guitar, like distorted guitar oriented, so I'll usually just grab my new Paul Reed Smith over there and kind of watch and play along, and then edit a little bit and adjust things, and then on top of that, I'll start using some orchestral sounds. I use the BBC SO from Spitfire, some contact stuff. But mostly my employee right now, who's the main composer, he does more of the orchestral stuff. So I do like a lot of acoustic drums, percussion, bass, guitars, acoustic cello, upright bass, things like that. And then I do kind of like a mock-up of the orchestra, and then he turns it into like something sounding very very grandiose when it hits his studio. So it's a team. We're like 8 people working on this film.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks. That's interesting.
I got this new old machine here when you guys were talking about tricks for vocal processing. I remembered I have an Eventide Ultra Harmonizer DSP 4000 here that somebody just brought in to trade for Eurorack modules. I have too many Eurorack modules, so it's my currency for getting like cool old gear. So I think this machine might be interesting for those kinds of tricks. Anyway, we'll get to that. That's why I wasn't visible. I was hooking it up to see if I can dial in some vocal sounds there in a bit. In the meantime,
I can just use my podcast mixer to process my voice.
So many interesting things nowadays for this kind of thing.
Oh yeah. You have to spend several $1,000s on an Eventide, rack unit or something.
yeah, the new ones are amazing. The 9000, right? Is that what you got?
Oh, I don't. I have some of the other kind of knockoff stuff, but I remember the 3000 when I was in high school. That was a really popular one.
Right. Wag asked in the chat if it's the same one that's used in Contact. I think that was the 3000. 3000, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one's more famous than the one I have. The one I have is newer, so it's actually you can program your own algorithms on it and stuff.
The problem with the 3000 though, it was 3000. More simple. Like the newer stuff, like the Boss VT1, which is one of my favorites. It's old. They have new revs of it now, but this old guy here with the manual controls, where you have the pitch and formant control separately. These are so much more fun for me than a 3000, because the 3000 basically had like the giant slow double voice and the little munchkin voice, and that was it. They don't have a lot of nuance between that. Whereas this one with the pitch and formant control, you can go nuts with it. You actually changing the size of the throat and stuff like that. So it's these are older. The VT3, VT4 kind of replaced this, but I still like this one the best out of that whole line. It's very cool. So I was gonna hook it up, but the microphone I was gonna use with it I couldn't find. It's an old 1/4-inch mic, and all I could find was my XLR stuff, so I couldn't plug it in today to use it, unfortunately. But it's very cool.
Waggo said he's pretty sure it's the DSP 4000 in Contact. So Quincast your set if there's ever aliens turn up. Fine, you're ready now.
What's that? I didn't hear.
So am I getting delays?
You said something about the DSP 4000?
No.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It sounds fine here.
Sounds fine now, okay.
I'm trying to hook it up here.
Getting time delays there somewhere. Anyway,
using my Grace design. My Grace design.
Yeah, we can hear them, but
they are weak. To the
Kinkash, you are cutting up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're talking over each other because there's a delay. What?
Yeah, you're cutting up.
I think the delay may be on your side.
Some delays.
Yeah.
Is it me? I'm the one who...
Yeah, I think so, yes.
I'm going to change...
You are cutting up a lot. Can you try to reconnect, Kinkas? I think we lost him.
It's weird. At first the signal is really good, and then it got all choppy.
Yeah. I apologise to the viewers. Unlike Quincast, I haven't got a huge amount of interesting equipment in the background, so I've just spun my make noise zero control in the background just so I've got something. So.
Well, that's a nice device. I like that.
Yeah.
Kinkas is... I'll remove him and add him when he's back.
Okay.
He's back. You're still a little blurry. It's not the best
my
connection today.
internet connection, it's weird because I pay for cable, Wi-Fi, and it should be super fast, but for some reason it's not. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah, the audio is fine.
Okay, but the video's breaking up.
Yeah. Right now it's good, but
okay. Yeah, I changed it. I have like two different choices in my router. I chose a different one. I think it might be better now. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I also have to say hi to all the chatters. There are a few right now, about 17. There's Keith and Watford, I Sing the Body Electric, Awkward, Teeth and Hair, TJ Trackerjack, Matt Brown, Wagoo, boom, 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 boom. And then
Thanks, Wagoo.
Andy is there too, Scent Addict. And let's see, is that all? I think I saw David too at some time. I'm not sure. I Sing the Body Electric, I did mention him, didn't I? Yeah. That's about it for now. Welcome to the stream. I hope you will enjoy the show. So, where shall we start, Andy?
I gotta jump in and out quickly here because of the noise in the background. But we just start going through different effect samples or whatever if you want, and where they come from, or if you guys want to talk some backstory first or something, it's up to you. I was kind of just free-forming it today, so since I can hook a bunch of shit up, I was just going to play some audio demos.
Yeah. I'll let you decide. It was you had the idea about this topic. We have talked about effects and such earlier, but this is more specific. So if you want to start.
Sure. I'll start with something kind of a little more exotic. You guys have ever heard of a frequency shifter before? It wasn't super common for a while, but it was, Deptford made one, a bunch of other companies made them, and they kind of didn't show up for a while in Eurorack. Of course, you get them in software, but I ended up picking up I think it's an audio damage one. Sorry again for the noise in the background, but there's cooking going on. But so let me play a quick sample of a track I made many years ago. I put it on my SoundCloud, where I used a frequency shifter to actually make water. Let me see if I can get this to work real quick here.
Frequency shifters are awesome. I think Jürgen Habel designed one for Eurorack or something like that. Oh no, was it Ian Fritz? I'm trying to think. Who was it that made a famous one?
You're on mute, Ryan.
You're muted.
Yeah, I muted for the background noise. Sorry, I'm still digging up the link here.
Sorry.
We must not have any dead air. I will speak with my chipmunk voice in the meantime. Or would
you rather I use the monster voice?
Or this one?
Hello.
Shall we? Let's put Howard on while you get ready.
Yeah, put him on for now. I'm sorry, I had to move the link because the browser I was going to share is in a different rev of the browser, and I need to make sure I didn't know the sharing didn't work cross browsers. So have somebody go on real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So welcome, Howard. I muted you before. I'll unmute you now.
Oh, that's good. Hello. Yeah. What was the question, by the way?
How has your week been?
Oh, how has my week been? Well, last week I was in Romania on holiday for the 70th birthday of my old buddy from Zorch days, Basil. And this week, been catching up, doing lots of manuals, writing manual for Zebra 3, which is our ongoing project, coming soon since 2012. And today I was on the No Kings demo in Frankfurt. There was a little one there, so I thought I was had to attend for all old synthesizer people who can't go. It's important to save democracy in the States. It really is. So that was my.
Yeah, we appreciate any effort you guys can do because it's a mess here.
Well, it was a tiny little demo. I just felt it was my duty.
The world is watching in disbelief in the US.
Yeah. And playing with Zebra 3, new things coming.
Is it closer to release?
Well, I would say either towards the end of this year or beginning of next. I hope towards the end of this year.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff in there, including modal resonators and lovely stuff like that.
And Tim, you are muted if you want.
Yeah,
to
sorry.
say something.
I was just going to say, Howard, I got to play it, spend a little while on it at Superbooth, and it just it sounds fantastic. You know, it really, it's the potential there is huge. So, really looking forward to that.
Aren't we all? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Next person, please.
I'm working
Kinkas is ready, I think, now.
I'm working on hooking up my Eventide to this dynamic mic here. I'm gonna try to find some old vocal
some
vocal presets on this thing.
A nasty warble on your voice, Kinkas.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a guitar preset.
That's not nice.
So I'm going to try to find some actual vocal presets on this thing. It's the SP4000 is from the late 90s, I think. So it must have some interesting things in there. I just got it recently, so I'm just kind of learning it. I'm going to look for some programs. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, I think I have it just about lined up here.
I turned this baby on for the first time in a couple of weeks again.
Oh,
that was fun. And talking of movie sounds.
Oh yeah.
That's my little 2600. And of course, I've been trying to make some Ben Burt type. Is it Ben Burt who did that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's ever done a. I'm surprised no one's ever done a 2600 in R2D2 colours. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but that's just blue and grey, isn't it?
Blue and white.
Boring. The blue meanie, grey meanie, mixed the two.
Yeah.
I did connect something to that's the Rossum Panharmonium.
Yeah, Panharmonium is a great one.
Yeah, but it's hooked up to my mixer, and it can only do send. So it's not fully wet, but this is one of the effects which is possible. 1, 2, 3. It's not perfect yet. I have to adjust it. So, are you ready, Andy?
I think so. Hold on a second.
Okay. So if you see me moving my lips without voice, it's because I'm muted and I'm actually trying to adjust this while Andy is speaking.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if this shares now. Share the screen. And grab the right window. And pass the audio. 1 second here. I think I got the right checkbox here. Share tab or screen instead. Okay. I think this will work. Let me guys. No, it didn't share it, did it? Why didn't it share it? Hold on. No, it says sharing. Oh, you have to. You have to click on that share screen I have, Henrik. You have control.
What?
I have a secondary thing that you have to enable. It's ghosted out right now.
Was it online?
It's on mine. See the black screen next to my face? Down.
No, we don't. There. Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. This is just some stuff I have in SoundCloud from years ago, and this was the frequency shifter making water sounds. So hopefully this comes through okay. Let's see.
Hello.
Little reverb. And this is just an oscillator running into a frequency shifter and some reverb and not much else. It's very basic, but and I'm also tweaking some other sounds.
We're not hearing anything.
We can't hear it.
You're not hearing it?
No.
It's supposed to play. Hold on. Don't you love live demos? Hold on a second.
Yeah, you also have to say yes to the cookies so it fills a little. Oh, so we can see the screen.
Oh, sorry. Maybe that's why.
I don't think so, but let's see.
You don't hear that?
Nope.
I've done this before. StreamYard's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is.
Let me check the settings here. It said all I had to do was put it in a tab, and it will go. There's nothing special about the settings. All right.
If you can,
I'm gonna have to download these real quick and play them as local files. So keep next person, please. This is annoying.
Okay. So Kinkas, are you ready?
I found my my voice presets on the old Eventide here. So I'm gonna mute my Rode microphone. So now you only hear all you hear. Oh, it's way too loud. It's distorting. Let's bring this down my preamp a little bit. Bring that.
There's some other kind of weird warble on it.
Yeah, some.
Hello.
There's some nastiness in there.
Some nastiness. Is it distorting?
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with any reverb or anything. It's something else.
It's not hum, but it's very low frequency.
It's a kind of flutter sound. Yeah.
Is it gone now?
No, it's like when you have a ground problem or something like that.
Is it gone right now?
No.
I don't think it's me then, because right now I've muted everything
Could it
but
be your
the
channel,
microphone.
Henrik?
I'll try to mute you, then we'll see if it's you. Try to speak.
Hello.
Yeah, it is Kinkas.
It's me.
Yeah,
It's
it
weird
is.
because I'm hearing the feed. I'm not hearing any weird noises.
It can be the connection, the stream. So try to disconnect.
It sounds like a hum.
No, it's like a. I would call it a grounding issue, but not
Grounding.
but not being that. It's happening because of the connection.
like a high pitch whine.
No, not a whine.
No,
flutter.
no. It's like 1 hertz or something like that. But just a little faster.
I hear something that's more like 6 hertz, but okay.
Strange. I don't hear it here, so it must be something with the transmission. Let me.
Yeah, that's
try
what I'm
to-
saying. Try to disconnect and connect.
Okay, I will do that.
It could also be a problem with, when you get a when you get a high voltage. What do we call it? When you touch something and it's a. It's like
a shock?
there are differences in the
Static?
voltages between gear.
Voltage differential.
Yeah, Wagyu described it as like an insect wing flutter sound, and I'm thinking, oh, it's a bug in the system.
Yeah. Very good described. Should we name it so we can use it another time?
Right.
Am I back? Is it still noisy?
It's still noisy.
Weird.
Yeah, it's whenever you're sending sound.
Yeah.
When you go quiet, it goes away.
Yeah.
Then it must be the microphone because there's a noise
Try to
reducer.
switch off the effect.
If you can't hear it, it's not the microphone.
No, we're right now we're only hearing this mic, my talking mic, and it has a noise reducer on the podcast mixer. So when I'm quiet, there's a gate.
Okay. Yeah.
So does the noise go away?
Are you hearing your own microphone, Kinkas?
I hear my own microphone well. I don't hear any
And you
weird
can't
noises.
hear this flutter?
I cannot hear any flutter, no.
No.
Strange.
Try to disconnect, as I said, and connect.
I think I'm going to try.
I think it's a digital problem.
I'm going to turn off my podcast mixer and turn it back on. Let's see if that works.
And speak. Then you have to speak so we can hear it. If it works.
Yeah.
Right now we hear nothing. And we don't hear your voice. No. No voice.
Sorry, to change locations. Not only is she rudely cooking food, making noise, and now she started watching TV. So I said, fuck it, I'm going upstairs. It's unbelievable. No consideration whatsoever.
It's really working today. It's a nice stream. Next time we'll make a stream about singing.
We can't hear you, Kinkas. I've got one of those YCs as well. It's rather good, but it doesn't quite. It's not quite up to Hammond standard.
Kinkas, try to reboot everything you have,
including your brain.
Yeah, let's hope it works then. Are you ready, Andy? You have something to share here?
No, I'm trying to get this stupid thing to work because I couldn't find my original file. I'm trying to steal it from my own SoundCloud site. So hold on.
Okay, then I'll remove it again till you're ready.
Well,
I don't think I got my stuff ready. No, it's just screaming. Yeah, it's a good show today.
Yeah.
So Tim.
Well, I was going to say I could talk about one. I'm going to see if this works, and because I suddenly thought of it when remember when we were talking about the stuff from Superbooth, and we had the chroma plane. Do you remember that? That thing that looks like a
chroma plane looks cool. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
The thing that looks like a shut laptop, and then you play it by moving electrical pickups over the top. And I suddenly reminded, of course, we're talking about movie sounds, the lightsaber from Star Wars, where they made the sound by moving the microphone, to near and far from the electrical interference noise. So I just thought I'd see I'll see if this works. I have no idea if this will work or not, but actually trying it with the microphone, moving to and from the microphone.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
Works. Yeah. And it's so simple, just moving things away from the microphone. And you just think it's so simple, but it's so effective.
Actual physical objects here. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Kinkas, we have no audio yet.
Yes.
Try to see if your Mac has chosen another input device, USB device. And to those not knowing, it's a new Mac that Kink has got, so lots of trouble can happen.
This is all very entertaining.
Yeah.
Makes for a good show.
Yeah, indeed. So
Bedlam can be fun. That is true.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can.
Okay, I actually moved to the camera built-in microphone.
Yeah, I'll turn the volume a little down just to make you the same level as us. Try to speak.
Yeah, this is just a workaround for now, because then I won't be able to show you my harmonizer if I'm not using some kind of interface. I chose my my actual studio interface. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not using inputs 1 and 2. You have to use inputs 1 and 2 on the PreSonus interface. Let me try that. I'm gonna try changing it back to the PreSonus now.
Okay.
And we should be able to hear this microphone. Hold on.
Then while he's changing, I can say today's show is actually not about sound effects. It's about problems with audio.
Yeah, technology problems for sure.
Yeah.
You have to stay flexible.
Can you hear me now? Can you folks hear me now?
It sounds good.
We can.
Okay. Right. So that's the. I'm gonna give up on the Rode microphone for now, and I can. But the thing is, I don't hear myself.
Usually
I hear
on
you guys.
StreamYard,
we can hear
on
you.
StreamYard, you shouldn't hear yourself. That's how StreamYard works. So that's right, unless you're listening on your mixer.
I am though. I'm listening through my interface, so maybe I have to go to the interface controller and unmute. No, because if they were muted, you wouldn't be hearing me either.
No,
So-
we are hearing you, and usually if I'm on the same interface for listening as I am for
Okay, let me try listening
once
through
more.
the other one.
If I use two different interfaces, one for the output and one for the input, and if I use the same, I won't be able to hear myself.
Don't most
I
of
got
them
you. I'm
have a
gonna do
direct
that too.
monitoring switch?
Yeah, unless that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Settings, audio. Sorry, folks. So speaker, I will go into my podcast mixer. So now I should be. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And weirdly, I can still not hear myself. Oh, okay, because my. Hello. Oh no. So strange.
It's the Murphy's Law stream. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah.
This
So-
is weird because I did
Yeah.
choose.
Did I show you this?
Ooh,
Mm.
Oh,
What-
is
what-
that,
what
is that
is
a
that?
surround
What is that?
controller?
That's
Or mini speaker system.
no,
It's a
8
joysticks. Okay.
cc's.
oh wow.
Yeah, and made by Chuck Choi of Remote Control, Santa Monica. Choi Design, I think it's called. Choi Source is the company's name. And Chuck he's been working for Hans Zimmer for several years, and he builds him stuff like this, and he's also made them available. I think this is the last of the series, though. I don't think they're available anymore. I've always been looking for one of these, ever since I got, for the last 15 years, I guess, since I saw Zero 2. And it's exactly what I wanted. So thank you for whoever got me that for cheap.
Nice.
Right.
Are you
Just
using it for Zebra or?
I'm using it for Zebra 2, but Zebra 3 is probably not going to have so much control. I'm getting a delay.
Yeah, try to speak again.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's from Kinkas. I've just muted Kinkas.
Yeah, Kinkas
You're now
is
put-
the
now-
origin
you're now
of all
putting-
problems.
Are you now putting us through the Eventide?
Can you hear
Kinkas,
the
you are
warbling
creating an echo.
I am. Interesting, because I don't have speakers on. Oh, my speakers are on even though I'm muted. Weird. Strange. Am I still creating an echo?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Not from yourself, but from us. So it's like what I told you. You are not hearing yourself on.
I'm in a scary cave with bats.
Yeah. Now we have an effect.
There are indeed bats in here. I'm not even joking. I turned down my headphones because these are open back headphones. Maybe they were feeding back. Is that better?
I don't think it came from the headphones. It's like it's not only a treble sound. It's a full spectrum.
Well, it sounds like a reverb unit rather than an echo.
Hold on. I think I know what's going on.
1, 2, 3. It's still there.
Hold on.
It's only one.
What about now?
And now it's gone.
Now it's gone. Okay. Yeah. Is it still warbling? That's the question.
No,
that's gone too.
Oh, thank God. I think we've figured it out, perhaps.
Okay.
Thanks, folks. Sorry. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And, I have no
It's
idea.
been
I have all
entertaining.
this fancy stuff to do podcasts with, and still doesn't work right.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one who had the problems here. Misery loves company.
I'm speaking straight into my MacBook.
Mm.
And I got
Yeah.
headphones stuck into the side.
Yeah. But it's because Kinkas, Andy and we are all trying to connect some external gear, and we get in trouble.
I even skipped over that. That wasn't working before I jumped on. This is just playing stupid files on the web, which I've done before. I don't know why it's not working. So I just downloaded a bunch locally. I'm going to get them fired up here in a player.
It's before we start. This is a little bit, Howard. This is a little bit like the guy you posted a video from today. One of your.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He told he turned to VSTs. Yeah.
No, he's quite he made his money, I think, mostly producing 99 Red Balloons, that song.
Yeah.
99 Luftballon.
Oh,
yeah.
So and Lola was also a good
one. Lola runs,
Yeah. But he said in that video that he's turning more and more into using VSTs instead of hardware because it never fails.
It makes so much sense. All these composers mainly use VSTs, and however many huge systems they've got, they won't be using them as much as they're using plugins.
True. And I have the same problem. I compose much faster if not using hardware. So that will be a topic for another show.
Hardware versus software. How unusual. What an unusual topic.
Yeah. And we haven't had it before.
Really?
No. Okay, Andy, are you ready?
I think it's working now. It better goddamn work, so we'll see. So I'm going to jump to this example first because I had to find the right spot in the long video. So I was at Living Dead Weekend, and I'm very well versed in this episode of the movie Creepshow, where the guy turns into a giant plant and blows his own brains out from the alien meteor. And at the end, I always thought it sounded like a frequency shifter, and he basically confirmed that it was. It probably has a few other things in it because this is like 1982, and you might not remember all the details. But let's see if this works. I'll crank this up. Listen to this whacked out speech here.
We're not hearing anything yet.
Do you hear that okay?
No.
Are you kidding me? This fucking StreamYard, I'm telling you, man. I'm even doing it right. I'm using it through an app.
Yeah. Usually when I have learned on StreamYard, if I want to play a video, I will have to do it on another machine next to me.
Done it before. You know what it might be? Cancellations off. Automatically adjust mic was on, so that's probably a problem. Just microphone noise. No. Let me try one more time. If I can find the right spot. You hear that?
Nope. We hear some clicks, but not any audio. It's
Those
not
were my
playing right
clicks,
now
folks.
either.
Those are my clicks.
I just stopped it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get audio from my.
All right, let me invent. I know I've done this before because this is how I did the live stream, where I did the Dawn of the Dead opening stinger breakdown. I played audio right on the fucking stream from an external program.
Yeah,
So
it's so.
let me find out.
Stream, yeah.
I might have to use maybe it's maybe it doesn't like VLC. Let me try using another program.
Can you hear my electric piano, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
we're getting there. We're getting somewhere.
Oh.
Who was that?
That was me.
Oh.
It was the torso. Are you? Boom boom. No, you're not ready yet.
Hello. Okay, I think I have
We
my.
can hear. Yeah.
I think I have my eventide situation going.
Yep,
on.
we can hear the monster voice.
Yeah, this is the DSP 4000 Ultra Harmonizer. Now I think there's a control for.
Are you speaking into the mic or?
Yeah, I'm speaking into this mic now. I've muted.
Okay.
my
Okay.
podcast
You have
mic.
to
You want
raise
to
it
turn
a
your
little
even
bit.
tied up a bit because it's quieter than your normal speaking
Yeah.
voice.
Okay. How's this?
That's better. Yeah.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes.
So this is the Eventide DSP 4000 big voice preset, and so let me choose another one. We'll go through a couple. Let me lower my camera so you folks can see me here, because it's in my rack. Here we go. Maybe you can even see the Eventide itself down there. There we go.
Ah.
Okay, so this is big voice. Let's see, next one. I'm just learning this thing, just got it last week. So this is external pitch correct. So maybe this is kind of a, yeah, it's like a auto-tune kind of a thing. On setup here, I can maybe do patch, parameter, can do dry wet, right? So we can hear only the effect. I don't know where to do that. So I'm not going to. Let's see, fix a vocal, half step. That's probably another auto-tune kind of an idea.
The other one didn't sound like auto-tune to me. It sounded like some kind of.
Well, it's mixing
Doubler.
Since it's
Doubler.
mixing my normal voice with the affected voice, we're hearing like both my auto-tune voice as well as my tuning voice.
Okay. But
think that's
it's just pitching. It's not auto-tuning.
Yeah, I think that's what it
There are no
you're
steps.
Right, you're right. It's always moving it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Let's go to another one. Pad program. This is called phased vocal reverb.
It sounds exactly like the previous one.
No, I'm only turning it on now. Hello.
Ah.
This is nice. It's a phased vocal reverb.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Sounds cool. La 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 la. Any requests, folks? For the crooning. Okay, let's go to another one. This one sounds nice. This machine doesn't sound too bad for its age. Program auto pitch correct. This is the one. That's going to be an auto tune.
These are all very, very quite relatively subtle effects.
Yeah. This is
Can
auto
give us
pitch
something
correct.
kind of really crazy.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. Yeah, it's subtle too. Okay, let's go to something crazier. Rap bass hype? I wonder what this is. Rap bass hype. I don't know. It looks like it's just some vocal processing, like a compression and gate and stuff. For a rapper to use, perhaps. Okay, let's go to another one. These are boring. I feel like I'm boring everyone.
No, not at all.
Voice disguise.
Ooh.
Hello. Okay. Now I really wish I knew how to set the dry wet on this.
Yeah.
Setup maybe. No, that's brightness of the display. Patch.
While he's getting stuff, what is that green thing above the YC?
That's the Percons. That's Erica Synth drum machine.
My favorite drum machine. I wish I could afford one.
Oh, it's really wonderful.
Yeah.
I use it a lot in my film scoring for the low bass hits and stuff like. Here, modify maybe. I had done that. The dry wet a couple days ago. I figured it out, and I can't figure it out now. Does anybody in the chat know the DSP 4000? Could help us. All right,
I've got to do something about my cat.
This one's called voice processor. So it's got a gate, a de-esser, a squash, and yeah, you have all these settings here. So this is just a vocal, like a channel strip, kind of a vocal channel strip thing. Next one, Vox Shimmer. Let's see what this sounds like.
She was climbing all over my gear, so.
Oh, what a cutie. So this one's called Vox Shimmer.
Ah, she's cute.
La 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 la. Ooh. Cool.
We hear it kinkers, but it's not loud.
Not loud?
No, it
the
is
effect or my
loud.
voice?
Both. So
Okay,
raise your voice
let me
first.
Let me turn this up a little bit more here. See.
Yeah.
How's this, folks? Is this better?
Yeah, it's close to distorting, but the effect didn't get louder.
No, the effect isn't super loud. Maybe is it canceling? Because I'm running in stereo. Maybe it's canceling. Let me just make it mono.
Ah, Ken is here. He's calling us nerds.
Oh, good. Hey, Ken.
We are.
Yep.
Ken, I wish you came on. I know you have a Father's Day night with your family.
Hey, when it comes to all this stuff, we're all nerds, right? So,
Yep. I'm proud of it.
So, hi, Ken. Shall I send you an invite so you can come on?
He's just dropping in to say hi.
Yeah, I think it will be short. So.
He doesn't have anything to say about microphone problems, I don't think.
Oh.
yeah, you can only join if he has broken stuff today. So that
But I can show him that.
Woohoo! Yeah, I'd like you to prove.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send it if he has the time. Here it is.
Yes.
Hey, Henrik, can you swap me to that screen again, my secondary screen?
Yeah.
I think I may have tweaked something, but we'll see. Hold on, now let me. Is this updating? It's not updating. Why is it not updating? It's supposed to be sharing the tab. Well, let's see here.
And to Ken, it's okay.
You guys hear that?
Yes, we can hear
yes.
it.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, it's
I
quite
can hear
quiet.
it. I can hear it.
Let me see if I can turn it up. That's as loud as I can make it, I think.
I think it's from your headphones we're hearing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Try to press them to your head, then it should be lower.
Yes.
And now we can't hear anything. It's not
It
playing.
stopped.
I stopped it. Let me. It should be running through.
If you start it and press your headphones onto your head and it's quieter, then we know it's from your headphones.
Yeah, but after all, you're not getting... I'm not sure. No, you're not getting the repeat in the headphones. You're not hearing yourself from StreamYard. So I think you could take the headphones to the microphone.
Is that okay if I just pull it out and let you guys hear it that way? It's gonna sound kind of shitty, but
yeah.
Bend this around.
It's not
There's
loud. It's not.
You like water drips and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so complicated. Anyway, it's one of the magic of frequency shifters. You can dial in all kinds of weird, like liquidy, drippy, squishy noises and stuff.
Is that the same as a bowed frequency shifter? Is that the same thing?
I mean, you could do it with that. This is a audio damage one because at the time, it's the only one I could buy. Defra stopped making them. You couldn't buy them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I remember the frequency shifter was invented by a guy called Bode.
Boda, yeah, Bode. He also did they also did the vocoder as well, but they had a Moog vocoders made by Boda. Yeah, no, he didn't invent the vocoder, but he had one that Moog repackaged.
Right. I think
anyway.
we're gonna have a frequency shifter in Zebra 3 as well. So.
Let me do this, Henrik. If I can let me just grab the link and maybe you could just play it. I'll tell you. I think that's just easier that way because you will be able to play it on your end. So let me put it in the private chat. Let's just cut right to the chase because this routing thing is nonsense. I think that's the thing there. Yeah. If you can play that one, it's in private chat right now. And I'll just send you.
The effect of the eventide now?
Yes.
I'm going mono. See, I think it was canceling out. The stereo was.
You got the phase. One of your channels has been flipped. Yeah.
So remember.
Hang on, Andy. I have to disable something.
No problem.
Here too.
That's an interesting thing about the 2600 that one of the reverb channels is flipped and they get the stereo effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of those things that was only discovered sometime later, if I
really, yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Let's see. Say if you can hear this.
I hear it. Yeah.
Okay, that's your sound.
It's still quiet. But,
It's still low, but I can hear it.
Okay.
Start at the very beginning. You get the squishy
Is
bits.
it lower now?
Yes.
Okay,
so
it
from
was
your
from
headphones.
it's your headphones.
From Henrik's headphones, yeah.
So now you. That's how
exactly as I said before with your
Now
headphones.
we know why this is called seniors. We're having a senior moment.
Problem is, I had the boom mic. I can't bend enough to touch the headphones. So.
But the good thing is, because it's a senior moment, we won't remember it next week. So we'll make a new show about it.
That's it. Can you play it again since it did work through your headphones? Just.
Yeah, then I'll go closer. Let's take it from the beginning.
I think it's too cupped around your ear.
But let's see if I can't do something. So just talk and I'll try to fix this.
Yeah, I don't know why there's so much trouble with StreamYard today. I literally did a whole stream where I played apps through StreamYard. I played Audacity and I played VLC and live through StreamYard, and it was no issue whatsoever. But today it's just not working. I don't know why.
How do you set it up? Because I couldn't figure out how to put my audio through StreamYard.
I literally just did it what I did now. I did the share. You do present. You go to share screen. You go
shares
to
the audio automatically.
Yeah, if you have the checkbox for audio, it will share the audio. There's share window, share tab, and share entire screen. I share window, which is an app like VLC or Audacity or something like that, and it routes through just fine. Yeah.
I can try one thing, but it means that my microphone will not work while I do it. So I'll try to change the interface I'm using. So just talk and suddenly it will work here.
Yeah, so these are pretty cool old school tricks. I mean, they're nothing fancy. It's not high-end DSP or whatever, but obviously there's a ton more. I have what is that? Behringer bought that one company, TC Helicon.
TC.
And I have one of their vocal boxes, just stunning. I mean, the effects on there, I still can't get anywhere else. Does 8-part harmonies, and it's nuts.
Nothing from Eventide can do that.
Probably can now, but not when this one came out. So your voice going in can break off into multi-part harmonies. And if you're a good singer, it sounds really good. If you're not, it just is a fun effect, you know.
And can you give it MIDI so that it'll do the chords you play? That kind of stuff.
Can, and that's what Imogen Heap used. Not that exact box, but that song Hide and Seek she did, where it's all her voice being processed live. That's using that trick where she's MIDI playing the notes while she's singing into the box, and it's real time harmonizing her voice going in. It's a really clever trick. But the box does so much other stuff with, it's very easy to do vocals with, different genders. You can sound like a kid. You can sound like whatever.
Do you remember some kind of thing? I think it was by Boss. It was orange colored, and it was a kind of vocal.
I just showed that earlier. I have it. It's in the other room. The Boss VT1 is my favorite.
That's it. Yeah.
The VT3 and 4 are pretty good because they're a little modern, have nice stuff on them. But the original VT1 with the sliders is the coolest.
Yeah.
And it has one of the other effects I was going to play you in a little bit once Henrik gets this figured out. Because you can do robot speech in Star Wars with a ring modulator, but you can also do it with the robot hard tuning in the VT1 and a certain setting on the sliders, the pitch and formant, to give almost the same quality as the ring modulator does. So it's great for all kinds of cool sci-fi.
The Dalek voice.
Different than Dalek. Dalek is more harsh.
Yeah.
And in fact, you can do the Dalek for free.
Yeah.
There's a Radiophonic Workshop plugin website using web audio through Chrome. Yeah. And you can do the Dalek generator. You can do the machine. They had a machine gun generator. It made fake machine gun noises for movies back then at the BBC. And they had another one too. It was
I haven't used Chrome so far. I've tried to avoid it.
Well, you have to sometimes for these other plugins.
Yeah.
I have a Eurorack module by Geranalog that has frequency shifting capabilities. It's called the Collide 4.
Oh, nice.
It's actually based on the circuitry of what is it called? One of those old school test equipments. Let me see.
Like the stuff that Heimbach uses. There you go.
The transform network.
You can hear it now. Squishy. Start from the beginning, Henrik. Sorry.
Yep.
That sounds like a prehistoric swamp.
So it's like dripping water and squishy bits.
And what was the original source?
It's just an oscillator going into a frequency shifter with a little reverb on it.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, those mattresses.
Oh,
in the swamp.
Yeah, remember them.
I'm messing with the knobs so you can hear some of the effects come in and out. But really fun, just kind of bumped across it. Wasn't even expecting that to happen, but I've used it a bunch since then on some other stuff. But this is like one of my first demos I did many years ago. As I just started putting the system together.
You're modulating it with some kind of random LFO, are you?
It's all done on the frequency shifter. I'm actually tweaking knobs.
So it's a patch. It's
a basic oscillator.
Preset, yeah.
No, basic oscillator into whatever I've dialed in on the thing. Because I think I don't have it in this room, but
where's the random effect coming from?
It's
or is that in the original?
It's just
audio?
a straight oscillator coming through, and it's being modulated by the frequency shifter.
Yeah,
as
but
I'm tweaking knobs.
There's something random happening there.
Yeah, I don't remember 100%.
It's very much as if it's like modulated delay.
I may have had it doing some kind of arpeggio or something like that on an oscillator.
An analog delay with a random
and then it's
LFO, then
some reverb and stuff
similar
on it.
effects.
But it's literally like 4 modules, just a very basic setup.
Yeah.
I
don't think you need a frequency shifter for that.
You don't, but it was just another example.
Delay will do it. Yeah, analog delay.
The squishy bits were special though. I wasn't getting that liquidy stuff as well with other configs.
Okay.
So that was the magic there. It's when you dial in the right kind of water drip noises and squish like stepping in mud and all that. It was pretty fun. It's fun to make fake nature basically. So
yeah.
I have something
what fake nature I've ever made.
So asking in the chat, which frequency shifter did you use?
that was the audio damage one, but you can. When I bought that, you couldn't get the Deptford one. It was all the old ones are sold out, and they weren't making it. They started making it again.
Right.
So the
That's
Deptford one is
also
perfectly
this one.
fine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8. And you can do lots of other things on this thing. Some of you know what it is. This is the torso, which can do lots of strange things on the voice and other stuff. And delay, reverb, and all that stuff. Yeah. It's the first time I try to put something into it. So, I know it wasn't stereo, it was on the right channel, but... Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Henrik, can I trouble you to play 3 more little clips?
Yeah, just send them in the private chat.
This is another frequency shifter.
By the way,
one.
I found out why it didn't work. You have to do it in a tab, not in a new window. So you have to do it in a tab. Then
wasn't
you
a
can
tab.
use audio. It was in a tab.
Yeah.
In the same browser as you.
Same browser. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it was showing up. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
couldn't find it. If it's not in the same browser, I couldn't get it to browse it to even show that on the window. That's why it's so weird about it. I don't understand what's happening this time. But
Yeah. Okay. Here I have the options to what am I doing here? The options to share a tab, a window, or the entire screen, and it's only on the tab that it will share audio.
you can do it on the screen as well, but I was trying to do it through the tab.
Yeah, but when I choose the screen, it says I should choose the tab instead.
Exactly, and that's what I was doing it.
Okay,
it's,
but
it's very strange. I don't
send it in the private chat, and I'll
So
put
here
it
is another one. This is also related to frequency shifter. Go to timestamp 9:15.
9:15. Let's see.
This is where the guy turns into a human plant, and then he blows his own brains out.
I'm about there, then I have to share it.
It's very pleasant.
If anyone in the chat is junior rather than senior, look away now.
Well, you won't see the video. This is just the audio portion.
Okay.
The video has a still of Stephen King's face before he turns into a full plant. Oh, so 9:15, you got it?
Please, God, let my luck be in just this once.
There you go. That's it.
That reminds me of, was it 2010 or 2001?
Oh my gosh, it's full of stars. That one?
Where the android guy is kind of dying on the floor and milk is coming out of his mouth, you know.
Oh, Alien.
Oh, Alien.
Was that Alien?
Yeah,
Aliens.
that's
No, yeah, okay.
that's like a chorusing effect, right? Isn't that a chorusing effect on his voice?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about what Andy was playing with the this squelchy sounds. That's easy enough to do with a very resonant filter with some noise going through it, and LFO, random.
Yeah, LFO
Yeah.
or like this on this app
I've
here.
I've got it right here.
Yeah, there you go.
And you can get the squelchy sound.
Yeah, squishy and weird sounds.
Quick plug for Hive 2 at the same time.
Hey,
What
folks,
do you say, Tim?
can I share
It's a
a
quick
bit of a
plug for Hive 2
serendipitous
at the same
moment?
time.
Oh yeah, of course. I thought nobody would notice.
Can I share a
sure you
serendipitous moment here
That's
with
the
you
way
folks?
I do it. What do you say,
Yeah,
Kinkas?
What's the
If
moment?
I can share a serendipitous moment here with you,
Yeah.
my young daughter who's back there just brought in this device she just created,
Ah,
which is
Wow.
a piece of styrofoam with a bunch of pencils, and it turns out it kind of sounds like the pitch shifter example. Check this
okay,
out.
let's have a listen.
There you go. Styrofoam's a great amplifier. So
And then you can also rub the styrofoam itself.
if you take a long non-stranded wire that's stripped, poke it into the styrofoam and bounce it around on the floor as like in a coil, you get those kind of Star Wars bouncy blaster sounds. Bang,
Oh,
bang,
cool.
bang.
cool. I've seen those in kids shops and percussion where you have just a cup with a spring. And
Oh yeah, it's using the
hit
spring.
that, yeah.
But this is just using the styrofoam as an amplifier.
Oh wow, cool.
And any piece of junk styrofoam will do it. It's a really cool
Styrofoam is
amplifier.
very acoustic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah.
It has to be the typical styrofoam, not the really spongy, rubbery one they use in
Right.
packing. It's the one that flakes apart.
Yeah, like this kind.
That kind, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to.
This came with a desk I just bought. I'm very impressed with my daughter's. Yeah, I told her to draw on it, and instead she made this.
That's an audio thing. It's cool.
Yeah,
She's following your footsteps.
I guess so. Sound designer and experimenter.
It's kind of like that audio garden thing made by whatever company that
yes,
is. It's
yeah.
got all the springy bits sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, oh yeah, I have one of those, the microphonic sound box.
Yeah.
I use that for like scoring horror films. It's really.
Oh,
great.
that special thing with lots of different devices on it. That
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Kinkas, yeah?
Where
Yeah.
is
It's
it?
like contact mics and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, it's got a really nice, clean preamp for the piezos, so that you can amplify it greatly and do very minute sounds with the. I have it somewhere. Where is it?
I think the Body Electric said something interesting, because I remember trying to decipher something that Van Morrison sang, and it sounded like vubbly, 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 vubbly. And what he was actually singing is, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm just impressed that the child-made toy has worked first time compared to all our expensive.
Yeah, well
gear.
done, Kinkas.
Yeah. So
I figured out.
simple is always better.
Dry
Go with the
wet
simple.
Here, folks.
Yeah.
The dry wet on the DSP 4000. You have to go into the levels menu, and so this is the voice. This geyser. Full wet. Here you go.
Okay.
The voice Synthesizer DSP 4000.
I'm thinking, terminate.
Extra.
Oh my God, this thing is so weird.
Exterminate.
Now there's an
There's a Dalek kind of what do they call it? I'll find it.
Where is that page?
Right, I found it. I found what I'm looking for. While you're
Welcome to Dalek Relaxation for Humans.
oh yes.
Take a deep breath in through your nose. Now
That was classic.
exhale through your mouth softly. Focus on slowing down your breathing into a calm rhythm. Inhale. You are becoming more and more calm.
etc., etc. It's hilarious.
Speaking of that, Henrik shared this page in the private chat. This is the Radiophonic Workshop interactive ring mod
Yeah.
Dalek generator thingy. And they have a few other things on the page, but I found this a long time ago. You need Chrome to play it most likely because it's a web audio plugin, but it's really cool. They also have a thing called the Wobulator.
Yeah, Wobulator. That was That was just an oscillator.
Yeah. So the little thing at the bottom, see you can push the button to start it, and you can manipulate the settings on the graphic.
Ah, interesting. And there's the code
So
for it, yeah?
Yeah, there's a schematic. So if you click the play, I think it's the play button there or something.
And you've got the Cyberman on the right.
Make a good Dalek. You would make a
And you can modify the settings there.
Exterminate.
Turn that knob, the blue knob.
Exterminate.
Ah, turned up, it sounds really good. Turn it way up. Turn it way up.
And you can turn distortion on and off. Yeah.
If they played their cards right, they could do the same kind of deal as Abbey Road Studios did and make lots of money with Radiophonic Workshop.
Oh yeah.
Legacy.
I'll put the link to that site in the chat. You guys can play with it when you want to. It's pretty cool. There are other things on that page too to check out. That's just the main one.
Didn't Hans Zimmer take over the radio? He's taken over Maida Vale Studio, hasn't he?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So then, Henrik, I have two more things to play that are related. They're along the same lines as the ring mod thing, just in famous use. So here's this link. Hold on, where's the stupid share thing? I made the window too big here. Right on this spot here, it should be the proper link, but if not, go to 021 timestamp. And this will play the Star Wars version of the ring mod. It's all through the movie, the radio chatter and some of the robots and stuff. 021.
021.
Just for a few seconds, it's not long.
Yeah. And share.
Found my microphonic soundbox here, folks.
Ah.
Kalimba on it, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little kalimba on it. You can put rocks or things on the sandpaper.
Oh, I forgot to share it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, 021.
Yeah.
Most notably in the final Death Star assault at the end of Star Wars A New Hope. These vocal sounds have a distinctive tonality that doesn't sound like standard radio interference. These effects were achieved using a ring modulator.
About 20 guns, some on the surface, some on the towers.
Oh, yeah.
Ring modulator.
There's a little thing about the theory ring modulator, and then they have some samples there.
Yeah, the Panharmonium can do the same.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in later movies, they did this one here, this other link for the
It's just the
droids
simplest,
and Phantom Menace.
circuit possible. It's just multiplying one wave with another.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't
That's all
even need
it
a power
is,
supply, right? Just a couple of transformers.
Check it out, Corporal. We'll cover you.
Oh, yeah.
Roger, roger.
So it's called ring modulator.
Yes, Viceroy. If they're down here, sir, we'll find them.
Well, was that enough? Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's Star Wars used it to death, basically. Ben Burt loved the ring modulator. So.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And as other people were talking about granular tweaks and stuff, even this little app that wasn't designed to be granular, Sample Toy on the iPhone, you can pinch and zoom on the waveforms and run delay effects on it and get not just weird speech out of it, but individual tones and actually play music with a little clip of your voice. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the Osmos is getting something soon where you can put in your own, you can analyze your own samples and that in a program called Loris
Yeah.
by Christophe Duquesne.
Oh, nice.
And
when is that coming out?
Well, it's Loris is out already. I don't know whether the operating system supports it fully.
Okay.
But then you can analyze do a resynthesis down to 64 sine waves, and it still sounds good enough. So don't know how that is done technically. I probably don't want to know.
Yeah, Osmos gets really nerdy.
I saw that he showed me that at Super Bowl 2024, and I was very impressed, must say. But now it's out, so if you look up Loris, Loris.
Yeah.
That's the company name, or is that the product name?
That's the product name. I can't remember the company name.
Okay.
But he's affiliated with the Harken Continuum.
Nice.
Yeah, the
I have a Continuum Mini over here. It's pretty.
Continuum Mini, yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty nifty device. Mine's acting up though. It's triggering weird. I have to talk to them about.
Well, their mechanism is really weird because you push and that whole bar moves.
Yeah.
And it's easy to hit the edge too, the metal edge with your finger.
Didn't quite like that, the feel of putting your finger into it. Then you hit the sharp edge of the metal.
Yeah, it's not,
which I didn't,
it's not the
kind of
greatest,
didn't
but it's
like,
got the full
I could never get the hang of
sound
it.
engine in there, so.
And the
Yeah,
real
but the
continuum is
hang
tough
of it-
because there's no physical landmarks. It's all visual, right? You have to
You know what,
stare
it's
at
like
it when you play it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
it's
just
like-
here. No, it's like a
It's
fretless
like the
instrument.
on Martineau in that you do have a visible keyboard.
Yeah.
But then everything is.
So this Rolly Seaboard, you have some lumps to play with. You can get a muscle memory and a tactile. You know.
Well, I'm used to playing fretless instruments, so like a fretless bass, and those don't have any tactile. You just have to.
Yeah, just use your ears.
Yeah.
Well, you have the muscle memory for the neck, right? You kind of know where you're putting it on the neck.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, a fretless bass is so much easier than playing a continuum because with a continuum you're playing polyphonic.
Oh, that's
fretless
true.
bass.
Well, you can play polyphonic. on
You
the fretless
can,
bass
but
too.
who plays it well except Pastorius? You know, he only
There
he
are a
hit
few people
a
nowadays.
low
Listen,
note and a
check
third,
out
third
Michael
and octave
Manning.
He's
higher.
gone, so we don't have to compete now.
Check out a guy called Michael Mannering. He plays polyphonically on the fretless incredibly well. And
Oh.
I've heard that
Okay.
name before. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Ken-
they hit the chords. They hit the chords one after the other.
yeah,
Ken brings up a
But
good point in the
continuum,
chat.
you're actually squeezing and moving the chords.
Ken brings up a good point in the chat.
for that-
Emacs had amazing the spectral
I have this.
synthesis and transform multiplication features
Yeah.
Just
where you
the
can
Emacs, sorry.
munge up the audio really well. But it's like a transform multiplication thing might take 45 minutes to process because it's a 68,000 processor. So
Yeah.
Talk about tactile surfaces. I just got this new surface for my instrument that has bumps on it. So the original one was way more flat. This one is called a speed bump surface, and you can you can play with your eyes
So it's
closed.
an extra surface you put onto the instrument.
Oh, we removed the original silicone surface and put this one instead.
I would prefer
And,
that. I don't like the original one.
You know what's cool about it too? It's got this little slit where the light comes out, and you can feel it, and it's right in the dead center of the note. So it helps you nail the center of the note, and then from there do your vibrato or your glissandi. So it's I think it's an improvement on the original, but it's a really nice surface. It's nice that it's black too. It looks really cool.
How much is that add-on?
Let me find out. I got it as a gift from the manufacturer, but I'll look it up. Bumpy surface instrument.
Technical name.
Speed bumpy.
Yeah.
$145 for the instrument 128. It's a little expensive, yeah. And he did it in conjunction with Roger. So Roger is aware and was participated in the development of the new bumpy surface.
And because it's a darker color, it won't get you dirt so much, right? Those white keys must get really dirty.
The bat poo from my studio doesn't show up so much.
There's several. I've seen several other surfaces recently. There's one with lights underneath it. What's that one? That's quite interesting. Looks interesting.
That's the normal one. The standard one is very.
No, not. I don't mean an instrument. I mean.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
A different brand of control surface. 2D control.
Is that the one that was being shown at Superbooth?
Yeah, I think it was there.
Yeah, they were upstairs on the balcony. It was. I can't remember the name of it. I did do a little video. I videoed it.
And then there's that one where you hold two little things between your fingers and move them over this dark surface.
On the Soma.
That's another one, yeah.
Oh yeah, Soma has that interesting thing. Yeah.
Yes, for anyone watching from the UK, there's currently one of those for sale on eBay. So.
I still really like the Terra. The Terra is a lot of fun to explore.
I love the Terra.
Get
What's
the
that?
more. It looks like a tree trunk slice, and it has the metal contacts on it, and it's just like Buchla with more touch, more modulation on the metal contacts.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah.
And it's a wicked thing. I need more time to play with it. I've just been so busy lately. I haven't messed with it much, but
I've been playing my Hammond recently, trying to learn. Actually, Georgia on My Mind in the version by Stevie Winwood.
Oh wow!
When he was like 16 or 17.
Wow.
I went to a music store once in California, and I used to think I was pretty good at emulating Hammond sound, playing blues licks and playing with the drawbars and turning on that Leslie and stuff, until I saw the owner of this old school shop turn on a real Hammond with a real Leslie, and how much of that Hammond sound is in the buttons and drawbars and Leslie. It's like about 50% of performance is not the keys. It's everything else you do on Hammond that makes it so dynamic.
Emulations, and before the Osmos, you didn't have any available controllers that could measure the position of the note, how far you're pressing it down, because you need to.
Right.
The J wires have to go one after the other.
Uh-huh.
That's how you get that wonderful schmatz.
Plus, a lot of the early Leslie stuff on Hammond, like samples and stuff, was just on off. It's like fast or slow. There was no they didn't have that slider for the Leslie to do the speed control.
No, it's just what is it? It takes time to speed up. Takes time to slow down.
No, but I mean, they didn't have the variation. Some of the emulations just had on off. They didn't really have.
Yeah, but the real Leslie didn't have that either.
I thought it did. Didn't have a speed control.
No. You could change how fast it changed from. Slow.
See, I've never seen one in person, so I don't know. I've just seen pictures.
Because it's got those things have weight. The horns. They start. They speed up a bit more quickly than the drum.
Yeah. The inertia takes a while to get going.
Yeah, there's a whole load of fine little things about.
That's clever. I didn't know that. That makes me harder to play then.
And a real Hammond player.
You can emulate the Hammond, the J-wire effect on an Osmos.
Nice.
And
nice.
I've done that with Hive.
Yeah.
To plug that.
And the volume pedal too. A real Hammond player knows how to ride that volume pedal.
Yeah, I haven't learned that yet. That's difficult.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about, can you guys play the foot keys though?
No, I didn't buy anything.
I actually have one. I have an old Roland controller that I bought. My idea was to play solo fretless bass and do synth pads with my feet underneath.
Geddy Lee?
Yeah. Well, Geddy Lee was doing more like Taurus bass lines and things like that with that. My idea would be to create these atmospheric pads with my feet while I played melodies with the fretless bass up top.
Wow.
But I still haven't hooked all of that up. The thing is heavy. It's like an 80s 2-octave or octave and a half, I think, pedal. But yeah, as far as I've seen people like Barbara Dennerlein, she plays really fast bass lines with her feet while she's soloing, and she has these long nails, so she learned how to play with her fingers flat on the Hammond too. She's just it's amazing. You guys should check her out if you haven't.
We watch some of the great pipe organists too with their feet action, and then also all the mandibles.
Barbara Dennerlein plays with bare feet.
Yeah, I think it's probably a better idea.
And she gets the real feel. She gets the feel.
And you can be more precise with where you're hitting. If you have a big shoe, it just gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people say to me, "Oh, the emulations of Hammonds are never as good as the real thing," I was actually once the engineer of a band that had a Hammond, so I was actually sharing a house with a Hammond and lugging it to gigs. And I'm thinking,
my
no,
God.
emulations is fine. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with a Mellotron, right? Just use the samples. Don't use a real Mellotron.
Well,
'cause it's
I have
too-
this thing now. This is the Yamaha CK61, and it's one of their newer stage keyboard, kind of like a poor man's Leslie kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it's got the drawbars and the buttons. It's got all the controls that you have on the YC, on the little red one. You have them on this thing too, and I have the pedal. So let me find a sound here. Oh, sorry, that's too loud. So I have the expression pedal on there too, and then I can. You can turn on and off the percussion. It's got pretty much all of the classic controls that you would get on a. What I love about it is, as you hold the chord, you start using your other hand to fiddle with the drawbars. It's kind of like modulating filters on a synth and things like that. You're playing with the timbre, right? Beyond just playing notes and stuff. Nice one, Howard. You have one too.
Yeah, get the mini Mellotron.
Well, I've got the mini Mellotron as well.
Yeah.
And the CP, which I love.
Yeah. Oh, that one has nice, big, chunky drawbars. Those are cool.
That's the KX5. You'd be.
Oh yeah.
That's the Hammond.
Wow.
Very nice.
And there's my guitar corner.
Is that KX5 a good catnapping thing?
It's lovely. Oh, the cat. Yeah, she stops me from playing it. As soon as I start playing the Hammond, she starts licking my hand.
Obviously not a music lover.
Maybe there's a frequency in there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she doesn't like my playing.
Yeah. That's funny.
But the CK came after the YC, and it supposedly has a similar engine and controls. But I much prefer playing the YC for Hammond purposes. Like the CK is nice to take one keyboard to a gig and have everything handy. But when I want to play, like if I play with a more like experimental group or something, what I will usually do is I'll have my old school Hohner Pianet T, a real electric keyboard.
I used to have one of those, really good.
Yeah, I use that with a guitar pedal board, and then I put the little YC on top. So then I have my little Hammond on top and a real electric piano on the bottom.
Yeah,
and it's much more inspiring to play like that.
I heard several negative things about the CK compared with the Reface.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's got the pianos in it as well, which aren't as good.
It's trying to
as
do
the
everything,
CP.
and it doesn't do any of it as well as the Reface.
But
ones.
talking the KX5, my Hammond, there's a new one which has got a whole load of other stuff in it as well. It doesn't look like C3 or B3, but maybe I should have waited 1 year and bought that instead.
The one thing I do like about the CK though, it's very hands-on and it's easy to come up with interesting sounds. So one thing that I did was I mixed the Wurlitzer and the Rhodes together.
Have you got a CP, Kinkus?
I don't have the CP, not yet.
Ah.
And now they're discontinued, so like they're hard to find and expensive. But I have this my own preset of an electric piano here, which is I like to fuck with people and get them to guess. Hey, can you tell me if this is a Whirly or a Rhodes? And it's actually both.
Yeah.
Cruel.
Oh
man.
yes.
It sounds really nice, right? And you can,
Yeah.
and that's the cool thing with the CK. It's very easy to quickly like layer things and twist effects. It's got all its dedicated knobs, controls for everything. So I prefer this to like the menu divey kind of stuff.
Somebody in the chat room just asked about a thing called Howard's Lead. Never heard of it. No idea which synth is that.
Yeah.
Which one?
I think that's Howard Jones. I suspect that.
Yes, I suspect that as well. Howard Jones, that'll be it. Yeah.
Less famous Howard. Yes, I've never heard of him.
Juno DS.
Hmm.
Before my CK, I had a Roland, a very similar. It was the VR09 Roland, which was also kind of. Yeah, it was also wanting to be kind of a poor man's Nord Electro or something like that. But honestly, that thing, I got the feeling that whoever was the project lead at Roland wasn't really in love with the project. There were so many little oversights and little things that just didn't work well. It felt like it wasn't designed with love, whereas the CK here really feels like, the edges are all rounded out. It's a proper product that they put out, even though it's got its shortcomings and it's not as good as the CKs. I mean the refaces. Yeah. But I do feel like it's a mature product that they put out. It's really nice. The Roland one was like the looper, for example. There was no way to sync it with anything, even internally. It's like some things were just like slapped on some features to say that it had it, And this thing is way nicer.
Well, the V-Synth, I was involved in sound design for that at the beginning from Roland, and they had in one of the effects was a Leslie simulation. And I had to convince them to make the speed switch to make that CC controllable.
Oh, right.
So you had to menu dive to change the speed of the Leslie.
Oh no!
Oh, they hadn't thought it through somehow.
Yeah, there were a bunch of little things like that. I ended up selling that keyboard because it was so annoying.
I love the V-Synth. It's great.
The V-Synth is cool. But the VR09, I think it was like a gigging man's keyboard, like that they just put out to sort of like grab some cash, I think, and didn't really put any love and care into designing it.
But think if it wasn't for Roland menu diving, the bad gear channel probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
such a great channel.
Florian Pils.
Florian, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Florian's great. What a legend.
There's some good people out there in the.
Yeah, I got to meet him at
Synth influencers. My favourite is still Alex Ball.
Alex Ball's great.
Yeah, he's good.
Great videos, very well produced and very musical. That's one thing too. A lot of gear reviewers don't actually play well. So
that's the thing. He plays well. He's funny.
Yeah.
His knowledge is deep, and
his production values are great too.
Everything. Yeah, he's like a super threat. So
The loop hop is pretty good too.
Yeah, loop hop's good. He's a video manual basically. He's cool.
Yeah. He's good. He's got a nice soothing voice and
yes, indeed,
very in depth.
Not some soothing voices are almost annoyingly so. Cuckoo.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a guy that does audio, and he's what is his name? He has an audio channel. Dan Worrell.
Oh Dan Worrell, he does very good.
His voice is unbelievable. He should be a voiceover artist. If he's not already.
He did a few demos for us.
Yeah,
demo
he's
videos.
Great.
Yeah, very
he's
good.
Great. He's got a great sense of humor too, like a great old man screaming at cloud vibe that I like.
And he works on his text, and it flows very nicely.
Yes. Great presenter, great YouTuber.
So we talked about
Blue says he watches loop hop videos in bed and never gets to the end.
To go to sleep, yeah.
The voice is so soothing that you just puts you to sleep and you never learn the gear.
Yeah.
We talk about a lot of the basic effects for movies and stuff. Obviously, Darth Vader's like a flanger, right? A soft flanger on his voice to make it sound cool. But we covered most of the basic stuff that's used in those, movie sound design and sci-fi kind of stuff, and even horror. Unless you guys can think of any other ones. I mean, there are obviously more out there, but
it's all the simple stuff.
Yeah.
People could get
variations on that and stacking things and
Yeah.
What about the acoustical effects?
Like the
do
bull
you guys know of
roarer.
any that have been used, like for vocals, like talking through a tube?
Blade Runner 2049.
What did they use?
Which one was that?
When that vehicle takes off, it's actually a bull roarer. Which is
okay,
it's a
yeah.
word on a
Yeah, that's a preset on the EMU world module. Yeah, you can vary the speed.
What about for vocals? I what comes to mind, but I wouldn't know how to mic it without getting too much noise. You know how when you come close to a fan and you talk into it? And
that's a cool trick.
Back? Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That sound like a robot, you know. And
you could mic it up from the other side.
You can also do fake vocoder with a harmonica if you're very careful.
Or maybe have like the remote engine, like have some way to transfer the engine mechanism from far away and get it spinning, and then you could mic that. It would be super cool.
The ultimate is just hire a tube and throat singer. They can do just about anything. So
yeah, or you could drum on your chest while talking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's the Bobby McFerrin effect.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't hear you, Henrik. You're muted, Henrik.
He's entertaining himself.
Yes, you are.
I think.
JX3D. I will play some piano in the meantime.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, that's what always gets me is when the clever blending of sounds for films. Of course, we keep going back to Star Wars because the TIE Fighter sound, for instance, which is
the bear sound.
It's all about layering.
Elephant, isn't it? Elephant.
Is
it an elephant or bear? I thought it was a bear.
Slowed down.
Oh, bear was Chewie.
Yeah, bear was Chewie. Yes.
And a classic thing was that the sound of a roaring tiger was just made with some cellophane. These kind of scrunch.
Oh wow. When they did thunder and lightning
with
a
guy
sheet
tricks,
of metal,
yeah.
right? Sheet
Oh,
metal,
yeah.
a sheet of
Foley
metal
people
for
are amazing.
thunder.
Wind machine, of course.
Well, even just playing with speeds. I mean, when I worked at the zoo for a long time, I used to record the raccoons growling, and I would slow it down and sound just like a bear. So, just changing with the speed of stuff helps a lot too.
Nope. We've lost Henrik.
What's that from?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I have a cool synthesizer over here, the steam pipe. It's kind of
that's also
physical modeling.
Exactly. It's trying to, instead of using acoustics to generate the electronic sounds, it's using electronics to try to generate acoustic type sounds. I've been using that a lot for film scoring.
The blown mode of the Zebra comb filter. If you know that.
The Zebra is amazing. I'm a big fan of the Zebra synthesizer.
Yeah, you can do the Korg Prophecy and stuff too. It's very nice.
I shouldn't be muted now.
No, we can hear
there
you.
You are.
We hear you.
It was my mixer. I've hit a button. Well, when I was 10, 11 years old, I made some radio shows for the class. So I did a lot of tape recordings, and I needed a laser effect, and I disassembled a record player and used the drive belt and had one end under the foot and the other end up in the air, and then bang,
twang it.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow, that was a
that's
nice
similar to the
laser
guy
sound.
wire sounds they got for the laser blast in Star Wars. It would hit the guy wires on a telephone pole.
Yeah.
They got choom, choom, choom.
Oh, that's an amazing sound. That is.
Yeah. So that's one way to do these effects.
There's also optical things. That
I've been almost obsessed with that sound of very thick cabling.
Yeah.
Like on a bridge, when you hit the cabling on the bridge and it kind of propagates
In fact,
along.
The 100th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge, they hit all the support wires and they sampled it and made a track out of it.
Really? I'd like to hear that.
Poles too, right? In the 80s and 90s, there were presets for Korg synths that had this like pole sound that everybody loved. It's like hitting them.
Oh, they're like a volleyball. I mean, a tetherball pole. Ting ting ting.
Yeah,
when you hit the,
that kind of sound was layered into so many pads and things like that from the.
Yeah. I mean, Depeche Mode used some of those sounds in their albums.
Totally. I have some things here that are good for like a rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before, when I tried to demo the torso, did you hear it, or was it muted too then?
If you were trying to talk at the same time, we didn't hear it.
I can try again. This is like the exterminate.
Oh, rain stick. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
And this thing, the big old snake I bought.
That's a rain stick, yeah.
Yeah.
In the form of a horn, yeah. A snake.
The snake, yeah. I got this at the pyramids here in Mexico.
Those have those cool kind of chimey balls that have like the Chinese chimey balls that have like little metallic bits on there. When you,
I remember those. Those sound really great. I always wondered how were they not dampened, like how because they
you have to keep them moving.
They would have this long sustain, and you were holding this thing like.
Oh, it depends on the design, but some of them you have to keep moving. If they stay in one place, they get kind of dull.
Yeah, I had one that didn't. You could just like, chung, and it just chimed even though you were holding onto the thing.
That's cool. Yeah.
I always wondered how they did that.
Tim's audio only now. Ah.
This is the sizzle verb on the harmonizer.
This is the voice of the Mysterons.
Mysterons. I love Captain Scarlet.
That's a great song, actually. That Captain Scarlet. You know.
There's a plant that grows around here. It's from Europe. It's called teasel. You guys probably see it. These little stalks that have the little spiky bits hanging off of it.
Yeah.
And if you break it off and just kind of pluck it with the grain in the direction of things, it makes the most amazing little blink, 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 almost metallic sound.
Oh, okay.
It'd be great for sampling. I haven't done it yet, but they grow around here as weeds, so I'm going to go pick some of those.
So it's invasive, is it, where you are?
It's actually called the same in Denmark. Teasel.
Teasel, yeah.
Teasel, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dipsacus phelonum is the scientific name, but it's just for the nerds out there.
Is it invasive, Andy?
Yes, yeah. It's like most of the stuff that came over here with the settlers, it's all fucking invasive plants.
Yeah, but if you have a rabbit or something like that, they will love it.
Hey guys, Wagyu here in the chat just asked if I have death whistles, and that's the Aztec death whistle right here. Check this baby out.
I've heard about
this
those.
thing. You can use your hand as a filter, and you can do things like this. Let me turn up the reverb here.
It looks like something you could buy on Christiania.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It even sounds like that.
I'd have bought that when I was in Christiania.
It's a banshee.
And this one is the Jaguar. I like this one even better. Check it out.
Oh, that is good.
And then I have this dual ocarina.
You should hear my CPAP machine.
A double ocarina, yeah.
Yeah, it's what goes polyphonic ocarina. Anyway, sorry.
Oh.
You were talking
Yeah,
about your
there's a guy
CPAP
called
machine?
Didier Malherbe plays the double ocarina quite nicely. Do you know the guy? Didier Malherbe? Didier Malherbe.
No, doesn't.
He used to play with gong back in the day.
Didier
Malherbe was the
played with whom?
gong saxophone player, yeah. Then he had a band called Hadouk. And in Hadouk he plays all these weird instruments like the I think the Vietnamese mouth organ, which is a whole load of pipes and including this double ocarina as well. Let's see if I can get that track.
I have sleep apnea, and the machine I sleep with, my wife is telling me about the sounds it makes.
You should sample it.
Yeah, I should sample it. Yeah, some of the sounds you just made sound a bit like how it can sound when it's not sitting right on my face.
The pressure going through the mask. Yeah, I've heard those
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Like this thing.
Yeah, and sometimes with vibrato and
It's
all
like you're
that.
haunting the place. Yeah.
So, but I should sample it. Yeah.
Now, I was very conservative with the death whistle because it's really scary. I was just blowing it very lightly out. But if I were to really blow on this thing, I mean, we'd all leave screaming. Just imagine 200 Aztecs approaching your village, blowing into these things.
Ken is writing, my wife gets very mad when I sample her snoring, which I do often.
Do you then play it back on your Emacs with the pitch down in the morning for her?
We must wait
It
for
makes me
his
think
answer.
of, what's his name? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Out.
Yeah, he was a high schooler who just happened to have like the world's most expensive sampler in his room.
Well, you know. Not cheaper than a Fairlight, but of course the problem is if the recording of your snoring gets more streams on Spotify than your tracks that you release. So.
Well,
When I post an image of me and one of my cats on Facebook, I get many more hits.
Oh yeah.
Than when I post something political.
Yeah, people are scared to like the political posts. They're like, I wonder who's looking, who's watching, you know, who's.
But cats we can unite behind, so that's fine.
Yes, yeah, cats are bipartisan.
They're unipartisan.
Actually, no, because I'm actually of the dog party myself. I have no cats. I have 6 dogs. So.
Never heard that question before, Ken.
When's the new zebra out?
I'm surprised you didn't have Yuhi when it's ready t-shirts.
Do you need a new zebra? The old zebra does everything. What else do you need?
No, I've still got this t-shirt, Zebra 3 coming soon to 2012.
That was a classic t-shirt.
Yeah, I still got it. I'll wear it next time.
So speaking of politics, no, I'm joking.
Oh boy, I got enough of that going on here.
So,
speaking of religion,
oh yes,
let's talk about soccer, religion, and politics.
In not Fantastic Planet, in Forbidden Planet, what did they use?
Oh, the Barons is all test equipment. It's amazing.
Test equipment.
It's all like all the stuff Heimbach uses all the time. All that test equipment. That's the Barons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BB and
Monsters from the Id.
I forgot the guy's name, but it's BB and somebody Baron.
Yeah.
BB and
husband and wife duo.
Yeah, they were great. BB and Lewis.
Lewis, yeah.
There's a Dutch guy who played at a festival I attended in Wales, and he had like 2 of those wobulators and all a whole load of different stuff like in that vein, and it was actually quite interesting to listen to.
Although the test equipment can sound pretty awful. There was a guy on YouTube for a while. He built a rig called the Stockhausen 1. And he was trying to sell it for like 10 grand or something like that. It was made of a bunch of test equipment on a cart, and it sounded horrible. It was mostly tinny.
Well, like anything, you have to know what you're doing.
Silver Apples had some.
Yeah, Silver Apples uses a lot of test equipment.
Subotnik.
Zabata used mostly Buchla and stuff like that, but the Silver Apples guy used a lot of test equipment.
I bet he probably used the test equipment before Buchla built him and stuff.
Probably.
By the way, you were talking about test equipment. I've found out what the Collide 4, which Heimbach helped Joran from Joranalog develop. It's actually inspired on a lock-in amplifier. That's the test equipment. particularly that it's based on. I did a demo video on that thing, and honestly, I couldn't really understand what it was doing, but I got some pretty cool sounds out of that thing.
Yeah. I've got one here as well, which I was going to drag out
really
if we couldn't get anything else working, because it does sound absolutely amazing. But
and it can process external audio too.
And it's also so much smaller than the real test equipment. But everything they can do. So it's
and manufactured with modern processes, so it's reliable. And
you can even use really weird sources for audio. I was playing with Mathematica years ago, and there was a kind of an audio tutorial thing, and it made some of the most wicked synth sounds. The visualization of a Bessel function was a killer synthesizer sound.
So you know what else is an amazing synth that people don't realize? Have you ever heard of no input mixing?
Yes.
At some point, I had this little Mackie 1404 mixer. And I just heard, like I read about some Japanese guy who was putting the outputs back into the inputs.
Right?
Feedbacking. And I was like, oh, I have that mixer. Let me try it out. And oh my God, I must have recorded a whole mini disc, 74 minutes of crazy sounds. That was before I was even into modulars and synthesis and stuff.
Yeah,
in fact, I think it opened the doors for me. Because there's things that when you fuck with the EQ, you're no longer EQing. It's doing other things. It changes frequencies of oscillations and things like that.
Built-in reverb or something.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It has to be that one, the like 1606, like this classic late 90s. 1604. It's a classic late 90s, early 2000s.
I've still got a 1402 I could try it on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do that,
I wish I still had those recorders. I have no idea where that mini disc ended up, but those were crazy sounds you could get out of that. Yeah, the EQ became same as a fixed filter bank. It was immediately like became this tactile instrument that did unexpected things. Like you thought you were boosting low end, and it was just changing like the speed of an LFO, affecting something else. It's amazing, especially in stereo. And if you throw it through a reverb or delay, oh my God. It's more fun than modular.
Other good sources, you had that, I think, Tim, you were playing that table thing earlier. What's that thing called? The acoustic table, or what is that thing? The little device that it's like a flat plane. What's that thing called?
Oh, the chroma plane.
Chroma plane, yeah. So before that you had the electro sloosh, and you had the Soma ether, and it's taking all the RF frequencies from the environment and generating audio from that. And you can use like your iPhone, your screen, your TV, anything that generates frequencies to make some of those wicked sounds, and then you process those further with delays and reverbs and stuff. It's really cool.
Right, that reminds me of another thing. They're made different forms of flat pieces of wood that you can play with a bow. Any idea what they're called?
Seen them, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Something a phone. I don't remember exactly.
The microphonic box I have.
I'll ask ChatGPT.
This thing has some metal poles that come out of here that I put away somewhere because they were poking my like animals' eyes out. But you play those with a bow and run this through reverb and stuff, and it's like squeaky, crazy sound. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Wonder where you put those poles.
Yeah, Steve's pointing out in the chat that there is actually an iPad plugin for to do the no input mixing thing. So,
cool. iPad music is amazing. Is a whole world on its own, folks. There are so many cool apps.
Even Heimbach makes some of those too.
Yeah, I was a long time member of the iPad musician group on Facebook, and there's some really because you can get very tactile, obviously, with an iPad. So very early on, people were doing very experimental, cool things with those devices.
You see this one by Heimbach called Fundamental?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Literally recreates test equipment. It's wicked.
Cool.
It's so crazy.
Well, I shall download that promptly.
It's got the wire recorder thingy. It's got a bunch of
What is it called?
Stuff. Fundamental.
As I pull out my iPad.
Yeah, there's so many cool iPad apps for stuff, and granular stuff on the iPad is more fun than a computer. Like Borderlands is really fun.
My favorite drum machine is actually called Patterning too on because
I have that on here.
Circular. It's a circular thing, and then you can use your fingers to tap where the notes are going to happen, and then how far up it's the velocity. So you can very quickly just sort of like use your finger and exactly that one. Yeah. You can draw beats like with very complex, dynamics and things like that with really quickly and intuitively, and it's so fun and it sounds.
Even the old Reactable was on here. They had a Reactable for the iPad instead of buying that big table. You can actually have a software version of it.
There was Lemur for iPads where you can create your own MIDI controllers for anything.
Yeah,
those were. I was never able to really learn Lemur. It was too complex for me. Let me see Heinbach. I still use a lot of iOS stuff on my phone. For example, if I'm on vacation and I'm recording a video for Instagram, sometimes I'll send the audio through AUM, which is a mixer. And you can actually hang like processors, like
AM's like a primitive DAW, so you can use VST hosting, processing, effects.
So you can actually like treat your audio so that the Instagram sounds like you went through Pro Tools, with your Instagram reel. So can you? Is it the Gauss Field Looper?
That's another one. They makes that one. He makes a wire recorder thingy.
Granular Playground.
Fundamental. Yeah.
Wow, there's new things. I've been
so much stuff.
Loop with the iPad stuff for a while. There was one called Sampler without the E at the end.
That's the first granular app for the iPad. It's really
that
good.
thing is amazing. You can use your fingers to like manipulate it like a tape player, and trigger fragments. And there's Borderlands Granular too, which you created these little clouds.
This is Sampler.
Yeah, that's Sampler right there. And then Borderlands is cool because you could visualize the audio file, and then you could create little clouds of granular processing on top of it visually.
Borderlands is the most wicked. I love Borderlands.
Yeah, that's the one.
You can move all these. You can move all these slices around.
Yeah, you move them around
and have all these layers with different. And there's like a pop out.
And that's like 10 years old, or more.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a wicked program.
Yeah, and you can change the density and the reverb and the spread of the cloud and everything, and it just grabs the audio file from different places and processes it.
I've not seen anything on the computer that's like Borderlands. iPad just rules for some of that stuff.
No, I mean I've got the Morphogene and the
Morphogene's
R-Bar for that kind of stuff in my modular, but for computers. There's nothing like it.
Because you have the multi-touch and you have all the stuff you can do at once. And
I used to do whole concerts with just an iPad and a delay box, where you could just experimental stuff. It's so fun. I like iPad music apps, says Steve Elbows, even more now that more of them work on Mac too. That's true.
Yeah.
Back to mechanical things. I found the name. ChatGPT finally spat it out, and it's the Dexophone. DAX.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that one.
That thing is amazing. It's this little wooden. They're like these wooden tongues that you play with a bow, and you can change the pitch on them. That's a really unique instrument.
There's several videos on YouTube.
Can somebody maybe share a video of the Daxophone? How do we share a video? Present?
Don't know.
Here, let me share screen.
It's invented by a guy called Hans Reichel, I think.
Oh, it's wild looking, yeah. Beautiful wood.
Let me try YouTube here, Daxophone.
Yeah, it's in the idiophone category.
No, not saxophone, Daxophone. Daxophone, here we go. Boo Boo and his friends. Listen to that. Oh my God.
They can do animal noises.
Yeah.
Kind of vocal sound.
Let's find the video where
that's wild.
Actually,
sounds like art of noise right there.
It's Daxophone. Well, yeah. YouTube wants to show me saxophones, but here we go. Here's a Daxophone. Are you guys seeing the video?
No.
I thought I was sharing the screen.
No,
you can share, but Henrik has to enable it on your end.
Share it, Henrik.
It's like part Cuica and part.
That's
yeah,
right.
It's interesting. That's funny.
There's a monkey baboon right there. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
So simple too, just a
it's
physical instrument.
But they get very involved with the shaping and the kind of woods, and you can buy whole sets of them with different kind of. It's really amazing.
You know Rob Schwimmer? He's got a set of them apparently.
Ken says this is actually his mating call to his wife.
TMI.
Too much.
Does it work? How many children have you got?
They've got 2 as far as I know.
Another fun thing too is I'm a bird watcher, so I have all these weird like bird calls and stuff to track birds, and
bird calls
and some of those are really a trip already, and then you modify those and run those through effects, and it's really weird. So.
Yeah, I have. There's lots of birds where I live. I live in the middle of the woods here in the outskirts of Mexico City, and oh my God, sometimes in the morning I'm like surprised by some sound I've never heard before.
Oh yeah,
those things are crazy.
Well, some of the weirdest ones were some of the primates, like the howler monkeys down in Brazil and stuff. Holy smokes! They have this large resonant chamber in their throat that they kind of inflate the sacs around or whatever, and get this. Kind of like that death whistle thing, but crazier, right?
Wow.
It's a trip.
Amazing.
If you didn't know what that was, if you visit there as an explorer, you're like, what the fuck is that out there? So it's like a monster, right? Yeah.
Wow. Animal sounds. That's why whenever I record nature, I try to record at 96 kilohertz or higher, because then down pitching, you don't lose any...
You get the good stuff,
quality, and you get some amazing
Have
stuff.
you ever recorded the cracking of ice?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, that's the Transformers effect, the cold metal sounds.
Yeah.
Where you touch cold metal to other metal, and you get the cracky noises and stuff.
Yeah. There's one of my favorite podcasts is called The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe.
Yeah.
And they have a spot on there called "Who's That Noisy?" And so they play you something, and you have to guess what it actually was. And the next week they let on who it was, what it was. It's often very interesting, just as a sound design, from a sound designer's point of view.
There's a bird in Southeast Asia called the rifle bird. It's this little tiny bird. And supposedly some Japanese troops during World War II were kept at bay by the sounds it was making, thinking it was fire. Someone was shooting at them. It's very funny.
Are you sure it didn't copy the sound of the rifles?
Well, it could have, because some of those are great mimics. Like Ken says in the thing, the lyrebird, which copies like chainsaws, backup beepers, like parrots do, right?
Yeah.
The syrinx is an incredible vocal apparatus, way more advanced than... just a basic larynx, and it's the sounds those things can make is unbelievable.
Tell me what a syrinx is.
It's the bird's vocal apparatus. That can do multiple tones at once and harmonics, and more complex sounds than we can just. Tuba throat singers train to get some of those tricks in their vocal pattern, but the syrinx is completely wicked.
Albert Mangelsdorff, does that name ring a bell?
No.
He died not only a few years ago. He used to play. He's a world famous trombone player, and his trick is to play 3 parts on one trombone, somehow.
Wow.
I used to get a cool effect
by using his singing voice and then getting the beat between his singing voice and the trombone.
It's kind of like those rappers who can do those rappers can go with the throat while they're still going with their beatboxing. And it's all at once in their head. It's crazy,
Like this.
Here we go.
Kind of like that.
I
used to do that in free jazz ensembles.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to do that in free jazz ensembles, and I thought I was.
Do you know the name, King Cass? Do you know the name Albert Mangelsdorff? Because he was the.
Let me look him up. I do.
The guy.
Albert.
And
then
what's the last name?
Mangelsdorf.
Mangelsdorf. I will look him up. But I remember in the New England Conservatory Contemporary Improvisation Ensemble, I got this for $20.
Wow.
From a fellow student who had it like all
That's
banged
crazy.
up in her, and I was a bass player, but I showed up with this one day, and it was like the teacher was like, "Hey, you're making the trombone player feel self-conscious because he's not being as interesting and creative as you are on your first day with the trombone." And obviously, because when you're trained, they train the creativity out of you.
Yes, there is that.
You get these crazy beatings when you add the voice.
Yeah, I think Albert could teach you a thing or two.
They do that with didgeridoo also. While they're doing the into the thing, they're going the animal noises with the throat and all that.
Yeah.
So much coolness in the world of sound design and sonic experimentation.
For sure. It's funny
we
to come
didn't
across
even use
stuff by
synths
accident.
for any of this in the senior synth stream. This is over.
Just thinking, back when I was, had a music teacher at school, they'd probably be horrified with the way we've misused instruments over the years. Just to get some.
It's good creativity though, Think outside the box and make weird stuff.
Yeah, I once had this job. The one and only Foley job I ever had. I actually got flown to the Dominican Republic to do it. And as I think Andy was saying about twanging something. Yeah. I did that with just some really crappy old acoustic guitar, standing in the corner. Turned the low E way down and just twanged it for, that kind of laser zapping effect.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it worked.
It's like a kind of noise.
Yeah, just twang it hard against then it hits when it hits the fretboard, and it kind of sequentially hits the each fret, and you get a kind of zapping sound that goes up in pitch.
That's fun.
You get the idea, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all kinds of fun toys to play with.
Mm-hmm.
I need some more toys, I think.
I was like the water phone with the tines that you bow with the water inside of it, and you move the water source. It goes.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
Such a simple thing. Very low tech.
Mm. Yeah, I did one where I got PVC tubing and just cut it to the length of every C note on the keyboard, and then just sampled hitting objects against one end.
Oh yeah, like Blue Man Group. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, but
with a table tennis bat.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah. So I think I was using like kitchen spatulas, palm of hand.
I get those kinds of sounds with the steam pipe.
Yeah,
it's great for that kind of thing.
Definitely,
I wanted to play a little with Fundamental, but it turns out they have changed their page, so my registration is not working, and so I can't download it and start it. So that's quite annoying.
Well, that's the biggest problem with iPad. As much as I love the environment and the tools and stuff, is as the OS updates, apps fall by the wayside.
Yeah, this was not on the iPad. It was a VST
from this iPad's been baked for like a couple years. And if I want any brand new stuff, I have to get a new iPad, basically. So
you need some more resin on the stick.
With one of these, I need more water on the stick here. But I was scoring this film for Disney Plus Brazil, and there's some monkeys showed up, and I was like, oh, that's an opportunity for the Cuica for sure. We have it.
Yeah, Cuica's fun.
Totally.
It's a wet rag on a post, right?
Yeah, it's a wet rag. It's not so wet. I went downstairs and I was a little anxious.
So it doesn't use resin. It's just water, yeah. Okay.
Well, and it's the stick is tied.
Stick on a skin. Yeah.
See, it's tied into the head. See, like that. It's super fun. I live in Mexico, but I'm a Brazilian, so these instruments are part of my own heritage.
Do you have a berimbau?
I do not.
Oh yes, I like one of those.
Yeah, there's a kind that you can actually tune that has like a bass tuner on it. I'm trying to get one of those, but they're super expensive. I'm going to Brazil in July. Every time I go, I bring back something. So last time I brought back the cuica. I have a pandero. I have a bunch of shaky things.
I'd like one of those very long overtone flutes where you can get all the harmonic series.
Harmonic series, yeah.
How much was the cuica? I don't see them anywhere.
The cuica is pretty cheap. This is Contemporânea. It's like the most one of the most famous brands of Brazilian percussion equipment that you can buy in Brazil. This was probably like 400 reais, so like close to $100, maybe a little less.
No.
It's not.
Do you have a surdo?
You don't need a surdo if you have a drum set because you can just use the
floor
tom.
Well, that's true. I know. But.
Yeah, that's what I do. In fact, in Brazil, if you're a drummer, that's what you call the floor tom. You call it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Literally, the drummers in Brazil call the floor tom a surdo. It's the same thing.
But the wooden shell doesn't sound different, or the?
It is wooden. The normal surdo has.
No, but I mean, it's design. I thought it was different enough. But maybe I guess not.
Well, they're different sizes, right? So there are surdos that are way bigger that use in the escolas de samba, but usually for the studio, you get a better sound out of a nice, maple floor tom than you would out of one of those things anyway. But yeah, for the most part, that's what I would use for surdo sound. You have to just get the right tuning and use like a felt beater.
Yeah.
And your left hand for the muting. So doom doom.
Right.
Doom, doom, the left hand muting it, dampening it.
That's cool.
If you get the right technique, you get a surdo sound out of a floor tom easily. But yeah, I need a berimbau, and I want one that you can tune. So I already found the company, the website and stuff, and I think in São Paulo they have it. So I'm going to be in Santos, which is the beach about an hour from São Paulo. So I'm gonna
just line up some capoeira guys and play the berimbau.
Yeah, I used to do capoeira a little bit. It's fun, yeah.
Were you on Caipirinhas when you? Those are great.
I actually prefer the caipirosca. You know what that is?
I don't know.
Caipirinha made with vodka instead of cachaça.
I like cachaça. That was good though.
I prefer the mojito. I make them myself. Yeah.
Oh, the mojitos are great. I prefer mojitos actually, personally, to caipirinhas. I'm not your typical Brazilian. I don't even like soccer.
Do you drink what was that stuff? Guaraná?
When I can get it, I drink a lot of it. It's wonderful soft drink.
Yeah.
You can't get it here in Mexico though. In the States, it's easier because there's more. I think there's more Brazilian community in the States.
A lot of import stuff.
Is that cactus juice or something?
No, guaraná is a fruit. It's a little red fruit from the Amazon, and it tastes a little bit like ginger ale. If you know the taste of that soft drink ginger ale,
it's a citrusy ginger ale kind of thing.
It's my son.
Yes.
My son who lives in the States, he gets his nostalgic kick from guaraná by drinking ginger ale. That's how he.
It's trendy to put the actual fruit in sports drinks now. Like they say, guarana. Get some guarana in your sports drink.
Guarana has a lot of, I don't know what it has, but it gives you a lot of energy.
That's the thing.
In
it's
fact,
a peppy,
there's a guarana
drink.
dust they sell that you can just add to water and drink it, and it gives you.
Yeah, it said Red Bull. People have guarana. So
yeah. Nice stuff. And so the synth stream has moved on to talking about Amazonian fruits.
Well,
why not?
Yeah, I am thinking, should we have topics in the future? Should we just have a Synth Saturday or something like that?
Just a meander, just go through the different stuff.
I think even if you think up a topic, we're going to change anyway.
Of course.
Exactly.
Everything becomes the pub eventually. It's all Kent's fault.
Yeah.
Here's another Eventide preset
called the shift verb.
Is it using your voice?
Yes, it's using my voice. I'm actually mixing the dry and wet by just approximating the wet microphone, more or less.
That's cool. Which unit is that? Which Eventide unit?
It's the DSP 4000.
Nice.
Yeah, this is cool sound design right here. I found that this is a more interesting bank of presets than the vocal one. This one's called alternative reverbs.
Oh, there's a tube.
This is called reverse hall. Hello.
That's
Reverse
got
hall.
a tube note in it.
It's a very long haul.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's not me. I was like, is that me?
no.
That's somebody else.
That's nice. Stuff.
Reverse hall. Reverse hall.
That was a B flat.
This one's called reverse nonlinear. Oh, interesting. Lalo, what kind of? Where have we heard this kind of sound before? Hello.
Well, that's almost like a typical reverse reverb in Poltergeist. We're like,
David
Mommy,
Lynch.
where are you, Mommy?
I'm thinking of Twin Peaks, perhaps.
Oh yeah, that too.
Alessis made that one in the early 90s on the MIDI verb.
Yeah. I've probably still got mine somewhere.
Yeah, me too.
The Alesis mod effects are really cool little pedals. They get pretty wicked.
This is called the preverberator. Why is it called the preverberator? I don't know. Hello?
It's for preverts.
Nice birds there.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
Sounds like an aura pendula. That's beautiful.
Oh, no, that's somebody else. I'm hearing birds here too, so I'm like, is that my microphone picking them up? Hello.
Like zebra.
plugging it. Well, it is a plug-in, you know. I can plug it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be in his head. It was just bleeding out.
Phantom and reverb.
Yeah, Wagger's commented, always love synthetic storm sounds. Well, if you try and record a real storm, there's a danger your microphone will get wet. So,
It never quite captures the bass of like the thunder when you get recordings.
Nah.
It's just.
It just doesn't capture the
Yeah.
Metallic chamber.
the phase between the ears.
Yeah.
Metallic chamber. You know, I have one of those Zoom ambisonic microphones that has like 4 different microphones facing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a pyramid-looking thing. That thing's pretty cool. It's good. I've recorded some rainstorms in it. But yeah, I find that when you try to decode it for headphones, I can hear the sound coming from behind my head, from on top, but never in front. Have you guys tried listening to 3D audio on headphones, ambisonics, and what's the other name?
I just use binaural. I don't have that.
Binaural, right?
Yeah.
Even binaural. And I just got these. These are the best imaging headphones out there. They're the Sennheiser's HD 660S2s. You really hear imaging amazingly well. You got those too, right, Howard? I guess what the pros use. And honestly, I've been trying to find some kind of 3D audio translated to headphones where you can hear in front, and you can't. You hear it inside your head. But weirdly enough, behind and on top and all around, you can kind of imagine that. But I don't know if it's my brain that doesn't work with trying to project audio to simulate coming in from
It
front.
could be the contrast between having this kind of 3D sound and your normal frontal sound. The contrast is such that it seems too much behind you.
It was also the problem when they worked in the 60s and 70s with artificial heads. That the ear form was not the same on all people. So what worked on some didn't work on others.
Yeah.
I borrowed a recording set from my where I was taught my job, and I did some recordings and they worked perfect for me. So when I listened later on headphones, I turned around when things happened and all that. But not all others that listened to what I recorded did.
A job for processing it. They should actually kind of scan the shape of your ear and process the audio to suit your.
Where it does work, on regular headphones, binaural doesn't work as well for me, but I have a pair of AirPods Max by Apple, and those cheat because those have speakers, extra speakers in different places inside the headphones. So they use the proprietary Apple thing called Spatial audio, and then that can be very convincing. Like I watch movies sometimes with that. And you feel like you're at the theater and you're hearing surround pretty convincingly. Those are pretty advanced. But it's not just, just the encoding stereo into regular headphones. It's a whole different thing.
Before we continue, I have to say, if you like what you see, press like and subscribe if you haven't.
I will do so right now, sir.
Oh, great. And let's continue.
I just need to make sure I turn down the audio on my...
And...
Right. Oh, I am already subscribed, sir.
But I haven't got into 3D audio at all. I don't think I am going to.
Yeah, I've been trying because it's exciting. I started using my modular with quadraphonic for concerts and stuff, and I even got a whole a joystick and some mixing systems. I saw cool. Suzanne Ciani live, and it was very.
Oh, that was amazing! Yeah, quadraphonic.
Yeah, and then I actually bought a whole bunch of JBL LSR 305s to try to set up an Atmos system here, and I got up to 7.1. And it's cool because I set up my audio interface so I could go to Apple Music and listen to spatial music. And especially Mexican regional, these narcos with a lot of money, they tell the engineer, I don't care if the guitar normally doesn't go around in circles. I want it to do that. So they have the most creative spatial mixes I've ever heard. It's like Mexican regional music. And it's really impactful, really exciting stuff to hear, like a chorus coming from behind and then the main vocal circling around you and then the guitar comes. But I could never get a harness set up here yet for the top speakers, because then I would need another 4 speakers on top to get the full Atmos experience. But it's really interesting and exciting stuff for me.
How many channels is Atmos?
Well, it can vary. That's the thing with Atmos. It's adaptable to whatever you have, right? So you can have as many speakers as you. If you're in a really large room and you have the right decoder, you can have 17 speakers on each side. And when
Stanford Karma has 58 speakers in their room.
Right, and when the audio moves, it actually goes from speaker to speaker, including all of those speakers. But to have a basic Atmos setup, you need 7.1.4. which is middle, left and right, side left and right, back left and right, and top
and you have to sit in the one position.
Well, more or less.
The room. No, you can be in the center of the room.
You have so many speakers that you there's a sweet zone, so to speak. You can be. It's about depending on the distance you are from your speakers, it can be a larger zone or not. But
it seems really to me. In future, if they do that with the earbuds, everything in the earbuds, it would make more
that's
sense
what I'm using
than having
now.
a whole lot of speakers.
I'm using the Apple AirPods Max to try to mix in Atmos, and there are also a lot of consumer sound bars now that use reflection. So they have little speakers that bounce audio off your wall. So if you have a nice square room, if you have a nice, rectangular or square room,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
It kind of works well. You do get that feeling that some things are coming from top, some things are coming from.
So it's got some kind of shotgun speakers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, directional speakers in a single central unit, so you don't have to hang speakers everywhere. So that's the thing. I mean, I know that there have been a lot of spatial audio technologies that have come and gone, and none of them stuck. But I think that adaptability of Atmos is what makes it different, because I think it can work. It's all about the decoding that the device itself does. What it does is it gives coordinates to the sound. So it gives you a bed and it gives you information about the movement. And then whatever device, if you have a huge system with a ton of speakers, it'll work there, but it'll also work on that consumer soundbar. It'll work on the Apple AirPods. So I think it has more potential and more future in that sense.
It's funny, even in the 90s, the 3D software called Electric Image was actually had positional audio in it, way ahead of so many other companies, and it was just kind of an experimental thing. But you could have this little icon in your 3D space of this environment you created and move it around.
That's what you do in Atmos. And Logic Audio has it built in. You can open it and you literally move. You can determine if your channel is a bed channel, so if it's just a static placed, or if it's an object. If it's an object, you can literally move it in a 3D space and automate that movement. And then if you have a proper system set up, you can hear that motion.
It's also funny too, like you were saying, extremes people are doing just because they can, and Atmos, do this weird stuff with the guitar and stuff. It comes so far with 3D where the Avatar visual 3D was more about depth, not about coming in your face as a gimmick, and that made 3D more pleasant because that's how we experience 3D. We don't have things going on our face all the time, right? And so it's kind of cool when they do that with audio.
3D TV, right? That's what nobody buys 3D TVs anymore. It seemed like they were going to be.
Well, when they made the movies, it was worth it. But most of them are like the old Friday the 13th, the eyeball coming at the camera and all that shit. But the gimmick is weird,
Totally, but I don't think 3D audio is a gimmick anymore. I think we're
no, it's good. Yeah.
We're coming to the age when it will become a thing. It won't replace stereo. But it's already a thing that people are using. Like if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you have modern AirPods and you use Apple Music, you have spatial audio already, and you're already listening to 3D.
And it still won't quite have the presence of a real concerto played right in front of you, right? But it'll still be pretty good. Yeah.
But you're mentioning something you believe will become a standard, but I don't think so, because I work on a national TV station here, and we have we don't transmit in 7.1 and all that stuff anymore.
Oh no, it's
because
encoded.
People can't hear what is being said in dramas and etc. So we have to send it in, transmit it in standard stereo. So the mix works in people's homes, in people's homes.
They could do binaural if they wanted to, but
but
it doesn't always translate.
People
well to
don't
speakers.
have the same equipment. It has to work on all TVs. It has to work on old stuff, on new stuff, and we.
But
we have to
more and more. You have streaming services like Netflix and
it's possible
Prime and
there.
Stuff. There you can have a choice. So if you have an immersive system, you can click on 3D audio and experience that there. And then if you have a regular TV with just stereo speakers, you can click on that.
It's
and
possible there,
and it's encoded. It's not really streaming 7 channels or 20 channels of audio. It's streaming a file that then gets decoded by the device that's receiving it.
But we were using the new standards for years, but people kept complaining about not being able to hear what were being said in the drama.
Right, the dialogue gets...
Well, that's why you always have the center speaker for
dialogue on a different channel.
Yeah. Yeah, but the devices, people have
Yeah.
old TVs sometimes.
Yeah.
They just don't
yes.
decode
Yeah.
it correctly.
So,
But it's
Yeah,
but
that
it's something
happens
they
to
did
me
pull
here
the
in
plug.
Mexico.
We had analog TV, and they pulled that a while
You
ago.
could send the
so.
voice on radio, so they could listen to their TV and
it's like
the
a-
radio at the same time.
it's like the drive-in
then they should
simulcast
have
radio.
radio too.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that old media, and it will stay for at least 10 or 20 years more in that form factor.
But the future is inevitable.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barry White.
In a world.
Yeah, but it also has to work. So it will take some time before it's.
I don't think it's like I said. I don't think
everywhere.
spatial audio will replace stereo.
No.
Just like stereo didn't replace mono. Like a lot of people, in fact, listen to things on their phones that are mono, right? So we still do stereo mixes and check summing in mono.
Well, all
to
those
make
little
sure they will
portable
sound.
speakers people carry around now,
Yeah.
those are basically mono speakers.
Yeah.
And
Even
the,
if they say they're stereo, it's still coming out.
My
of
iPhone,
mono.
if you hold it horizontally, you get pretty good stereo.
Yeah, but that's just the iPhone. Most people
Jack
in the
is
world
saying
have
this-
Androids that don't do that.
Oh, that was the wrong one. This one. For movies. And I have been working in a cinema where we had to make shows for people who, again, couldn't hear it in the modern version.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to make special versions with normal stereo sound.
Yeah.
So yes, it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll replace it. I think they'll
No.
coexist for a long time.
Yeah.
As an option, But still, honestly, as an audio and sound enthusiast, when I did set it up, it was a lot of cabling and a lot of breaking my brain to get the software to work right and everything.
Yeah.
But when I hit Apple Music, play on a song, just on the normal music platform, and heard like the instruments from these regional Mexican recordings going all over the place. It was like, wow, this is something. This is definitely a different thing than listening to music in stereo. And it can be very exciting, and it can be a new way to experience and enjoy sound recordings and music if you're an enthusiast. I don't think it'll ever replace stereo or even mono, but it's a nice added thing, and it'll, there's been so many attempts at it over the years, and I think the Atmos format is finally the one that's going to become more or less the standard, where if you want to experience immersive audio, that's what you're going to go to, in my opinion. I mean,
but again, it's like 3D. Some people like it and some doesn't.
yeah,
Some
absolutely.
don't.
Some people get headaches from it. The 3D.
Oh, my
so.
mother, for example, she had cross-eyed when she was little, and she got operated on. So now she basically chooses an eye to look from, and so she doesn't see in 3 dimensions, so to speak. She doesn't have
Stereoscopic.
So when stereoscopic vision. So when she and it messes with her depth perception, even for driving and stuff. She leaves like way more space than necessary, and for her it's hell to go. She has to end up like closing one of the eyes to just be able to experience a movie if she's in a 3D theater. A lot
Does
of people have
3D audio take into account movement of your head?
The Apple one does. You can
does?
turn on head tracking or not. So,
good.
Like sometimes I'll be watching like Andor on Disney Plus, for example, on my phone, and it literally sounds like I'm listening through a speaker system, because when I turn my head, the sound is coming from the phone, even though I'm wearing
that's how it should be.
headphones. Yeah, it's really interesting. It works well with my AirPods 4, the new generation, the little ones, and with my AirPods Max, which is the big, the over the.
My only problem with those AirPods and wireless stuff in general is you can't use them for playing music. The round robin is too slow. You still have to use wired headsets.
Yeah, but that's, eventually the latency will get small enough.
It's better and better. MIDI is fine, but audio is still too slow. So I have to use wired headsets all the time.
Oh yeah, no, I prefer these for work. I basically use my AirPods for mixing. It's okay because you're not playing, so latency is not an issue. So for mixing in Atmos, it's cool to have like a laptop with Logic and AirPods Max, and you can pretty much do, for games, people are really into immersive audio for gaming and stuff. So if you're mixing audio for games, for example, it's
Yeah,
cool.
you
It's
need
a
it for
cool
games.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we stop for today? Now we've been on for a long time, and usually I want to make the shows about 2 hours.
Sure.
Sounds good to me. I will.
It would have been shorter if we had so many technical difficulties.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. So today the show was about technical difficulties.
Yeah.
About seniors trying to get gear to work.
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's it. It's the motto.
So,
but it's still fun. So
yeah. But let's end it for today. And Howard, would you like to talk about when Zebra is released? No.
I saw the post, yeah.
Yeah. It's been on a few times. So, okay. So let's end it for today. Thank you all for being here, and
Thanks, guys.
Thank you to
Thanks,
all the
everybody.
chatters. Remember to click like, and if you haven't,
Like
then
and
click
subscribe.
subscribe. You can also click dislike, and if you do it twice, then it's kind of a bonus. You can do it twice. So, okay. So thank you, everybody. And now I got to find the outro. It's right here.
I will see you later.
Yeah.
It's been a
soon-
blast.
Okay, now I mute you. So there will be a noise show without Kinkas soon.
Just do it manually.
Okay, everybody, come here. Give me the show.
Yeah. Okay, you're unmuted,
Don't love me
Kinkas.
anymore. What did I do wrong?
Yeah, exactly. See you soon.